You know, New York, man. They like.
Welcome, everyone.
Facts. Oh, hey, see.
I was kind of hoping
when now remember what I said. When he does it, don't say nothing.
Oh. I was kind of hoping to walk into another crazy story. Usually that's what happens at the beginning of the episode.
Last time it was about dicks.
That's true.
Oh,
that is true.
That was last episode.
I don't mind talking about that.
Let's not talk about that.
Nagi.
Anyways, let's not get off
guy
topic.
named Dixon.
Nope, the veiny one.
Somebody kick this dude.
Fast.
Welcome everybody to another episode of The Filler. My name is Maru. We have an amazing episode today talking about Black Lives Matter and streaming, and we have some amazing creators who are going to share some stories, let them know who they are, what they do, and all that good stuff. I just want to say, before we really get started, usually I kind of like sit back, ask some questions, and let everybody else talk, but I just want to say that, you know, Black Lives Matter obviously still is an important topic, and just because it's not a trending hashtag anymore doesn't mean that we shouldn't be still discussing, learning, and educating ourselves and other people. So that's why I want this to be a topic once again. You know, so far we've hit pretty much a new topic every week, but I just want to revisit this one again because I think it's still an important one that needs to be discussed. But without further ado, I'm gonna throw it over to my co-host, the Prince of all Saiyans himself, Vegeta. Nogi.
No.
Nogi, take it over.
Nobody no. That was literally all the energy that I
felt that, man.
If I'm very calm for the rest of the episode, you know why. It's your boy. You already know what it is. First and foremost, we've got to get it out of chat for I smack him. Get it out of chat for get it. Because I know who it is. And I'm telling you right now, my shit's work. No, I'm kidding. First and foremost, we are going to introduce our lovely guest. We have a returning one, but we have 3 new members, in which I will go in order. Now, I already explained the concept. Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, what you're about, and then let us know if you have any projects that you want to share and get us upon, notice about. First and foremost, we're going to have Rebuken. What's going on, brother? How you feeling today?
Allergies. allergies. But I feel great, man. Thank you guys for allowing me to come in and just kind of like, share my story. And, a lot of people know me. I always call myself REBUKEN or sometimes, I'm 31. I play Destiny, do PvP.
My man.
I've been around since for a long time in the PvP community. I know some of your favorite players. You can check my friends list. Anyways, basically one of the main projects that I got going on right now is I'm working on my 3rd album. I've released 2 albums and 1 mixtape, and it's on Spotify and all that other crap. So I'm working on my 3rd album on the side of just trying to upgrade my setup and everything continually. So, yep.
Brother, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I look at this camera setup. You do not need no upgrades right now. You got the
no, man. You don't know. It's the little things. Like, see, I got 2 mics. I got one right here and my big expensive mic under that little Chaotica eyeball right there. And that's where I record all my music and stuff. But it's like the little cosmetic things, and then also like some of the hardware stuff. Like, you guys can't see my desk, but I have a lot of like little studio stuff over here and over here and over here.
I respect it. Just let you know, I'm gonna hit you up and be like, "Hey, where them albums at?" Cause
damn right, I need some music to play on my stream, man. I'm tired of playing the same 2 playlists.
You ain't gonna hit us with no things, right? You ain't gonna hit us with no
DMCA.
Oh man,
I ain't want to say it out loud.
No. See, I'm also getting back into producing. I used to produce for 10 years, and I just picked up my program, so I'm getting my sounds and everything right now. So fantastic. I'm actually gonna start, giving out like beats and stuff, making like, stuff like T-Pain did recently, where he was just making stuff for streamers. You know what I mean? So they don't get hit with DMCA.
I hear it. So get to work. I like that. All right. Next we have someone who I actually found before I even knew who he was. I was just actually going through random like Twitch streams that were playing Destiny. I was going through the Destiny directory and I came upon his channel and I dropped a follow and I was in there for a while. which I apologize. I hope you don't think that I just like came through and dipped. I usually am constantly like, I'm bouncing around everywhere, so I don't want you to think that. But Anubis, who I've actually got the opportunity of being able to sit down at his channel, and he's actually a fantastic person. But I know who you are. For the people who don't know who you are, please announce yourself. Let people know what you're about. Let people know what you got going on and how your day was going.
Yeah, my day's been going good, man. Thanks so much.
It's sexy. Damn it.
Yeah, no, just been chilling. Name's Anubis, just on Twitch, trying to just bring some chill vibes to anyone who drops by the stream. Sort of got this afterlife thing going on where, you know, you've got your regular life where you've got all these troubles, issues, whatever. So then you come to the stream and it's like your afterlife where you can just come and chill, basically. Projects. Sort of got perfectly imperfect thing going on where it's sort of like a movement where you can trying to push the sort of angle where even though you may have these sort of how should I put it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like where your confidence just isn't right, if you know what I'm saying. Like things that are sort of like holding you back, where you think it's a negative thing, but it's actually not. You're actually perfect as you are. Yeah, you can be better in some different aspects, but don't let these things like hold you back. Don't let them stop you from pushing forward and achieving your goals. That's the sort of thing that I'm trying to push. So that's that I'm working on at the moment. I think otherwise that's basically it. Cheers, man.
I like that shit. Because I mean, I'm 28 years old and I just found out that I'm perfect the way that I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be coming to you real soon. We gonna talk. We gonna talk, but you gonna talk more because I like your voice. Anyway, moving on. Who we got next? Oh, we got me. How y'all doing? My name is. Y'all don't give a shit. We gonna move on. Amaze, my brother, man, my homie, the man, the myth, the legend, the prodigy. How you feeling, brother? How your day going? Tell people what you about. Let them know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, time to wake up and chat. Coming into the filler right now. My name is Amaze. I'm known as the hype man of Twitch, a motivator, strong motivator. I'm a freestyle gamer and an entertainer. All about love and support of the next person. Uplifting and motivating your day is what I like to do best. I grind my butt off each and every day, and you should too. The whole entire situation today is I'm feeling proud to be here. I got a lot going on today, but I'm proud to be right here on the filler yet again, man. Thank y'all yet again for having me here. Vibe is strong, ladies and gentlemen. The people in the building right now, you really want to take a listen. I'm ready to vibe out just like you guys.
Fucking love this guy.
You know what I love about Amaze? His energy was literally at 100 and it didn't decline. It just went from 100 to 0. It went from 100 to 0 when he stopped talking, and he looked you square in your eyes the entire time. Like he was talking to you, and he looked you dead in your shit. I felt it.
That's why they call him the hype man of Twitch?
I felt it right in my chest piece, right across my pectoral area.
Anyway. My boy, man.
Anyway, last but definitely not least, I love you too, brother. Last but definitely not least, me and this man been homies since we was back in the weight bait days, man. We was out here, he was playing in the sand and whatnot. He's the reason.
Hey, before he even announced himself, can you like give me some of the dreads, man? I feel like I'd be solid.
You got too much hair, bro. I'm babyface. This is me. What you're looking at is me after not shaving.
Yeah. This is me after not shaving too, brother. I feel you.
This is me for 5 months, bro. I still look 12. I need help. It's my point. Anyway, I'm just not going to even get into it. Man, another amazing content creator, another amazing homie.
Gotta get a Dr. Miracle, man.
Wow. Tell me that. I be doing this. I have good advice and I have bad advice. You know the bad advice. How you make your beard grow? Well, you got to eat. Shut up, because I'm punching your face. You don't even know what you're talking about.
You gotta eat booty.
Bring it down here.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
So, last but not least, we got the man Crusader, someone who I've met, who I've actually been connected with for years. For some of you who don't know, this is a friendship. This is a connection that actually came full circle in the content creation space, in the Destiny space. This is supposed to happen. Is what I'm hearing.
It definitely was. It should have happened sooner, and that I feel like that's my bad. That's my bad.
That's not your bad.
That's my bad.
Nah,
but yeah, man. Like you said, my name is Crusader. I really don't have anything special to say about me other than just I'm a variety content creator who is only just recently realizing that he has a platform large enough to speak his mind, to fight for what's right, fight for the good fight. Just want to see everybody happy. Just want to see everybody having a good time. Shit is stressful in the world right now. 2020 is not looking too good. A lot of people are stressed out. A lot of people are great. I'm just trying to make sure that in terms of projects right now, though, man, right now I got like 4 different projects going on. I got like my next photography shoot going on because I'm a huge fan of like tech wear and like tech wear, streetwear. Shout out to Captain Twaz's Endgame. I love you.
Love to watch.
You know, love Twaz. We love Twaz. Yeah, I'm a kind of model that type of shit, and I'm trying to start my own merch line where I can sell that type of fashion wear because it's definitely something that's not talked about or you don't see it a lot too often. So and everybody's always commenting and complimenting me about my fashion. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't you guys write too? So I'm trying to work with all the artists, trying to work with an artist to like bring that to life. Eventually, it's gonna take some time. And then of course I'm helping my mom out with her plant business. You know, that took off recently. It's going well. My mom's plant business is really, really working well for her. She's really happy. So thank you guys all for that. If you guys bought from my mom's shop, and you know, I'm just helping her because she doesn't know how to use social media. So that's why she has me. So teaching her how to use Twitter and all that shit. So yeah.
Nice. And I do fuck with the aesthetic of your fashion sense because me being a fan, me being a weeb head, like that anime, techno, urban Tokyo style, like that whole aesthetic, that whole demeanor, that whole style is just
That's
super.
yeah,
super
that's the
dope.
whole
They don't-
motivation behind
They
it.
don't
Yeah.
talk about it. They don't talk about it. They don't. You gotta put them on, man. They don't know. But
As being in Brooklyn, New York too, I'm getting faces like,
right,
you look weird, but you look good. You look
right.
weird. You know how they act in Brooklyn.
I definitely. But with that being said, Maru, you can 100% take it away.
Wait, I got one more thing I forgot to mention today.
Yeah, for sure. What's up?
For everybody who doesn't know, around 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am the Bungie Bounty. Come
sir.
find me. I want you to find me so I can give you some good vibes. Because if you beat me and you bag me, I'm just gonna say, okay, thanks. All right, I'm good.
Don't bag my man, though.
Hey,
If you do that,
hey,
I'm finding you.
Look, I was in somebody's stream. I forgot whose stream it was last night. I think it was Alan's stream. And somebody was like, "Yeah, man, it's gonna be on Xbox. It's gonna be so free." I said, "Well, don't be mad when he just freestyling the whole time and you ain't get to match up with him. You ain't never gonna match.
I'm gonna be freestyling all day. Keep playing.
Rap for 2 hours, right?
Done. Done.
They
Alright,
gonna
I'm
be in
good.
his chat like, "Come on, man, queue up."
If it keeps you here, I'm gonna stay right here.
But yeah, I just want to say thank you to all you guys for coming on. Amaze, obviously, thank you for coming back once again, and
Of course.
everybody else, thank you for deciding that it's a good platform to come on and have these discussions. So obviously, we're gonna be talking about 2 things: Black Lives Matter and streaming, and how they kind of go together. So just a basic, like, I don't know, it's not really a basic question, but just a question that goes out there for you guys. What's your journey been as a Black content creator? Like, what struggles have you gone through? What positive stories do you have? You know.
Well, let me go ahead and drop that first then, brother, since you asked. I've been through a couple of ups and down deals. I think Anubis can I mean, we're not blind-eyed. There's pretty much people out here who talk down about me as a content creator because of what type of person I am. Anubis knows, Rebuken knows, Nogi, you know. I'm not afraid to speak my mind on whatever it is I'm going to say. If I think something is bad, I'm just going to speak my mind towards it. People's outlook towards what I say is totally different, so they judge me as this different character, not understanding exactly what I'm talking about. Me being a positive individual has nothing to do with how I feel about what I experience as a person. All right. I've been on Twitch for 5 years. I know the ins and outs of whatever it is I do or whatever I experience. My experience is my experience. If I'm going to tell you how I feel about it, I'm going to tell people who ask, how do I feel about it? Make sure they don't go through the same experience. Now, if your experience is the same as mine, then that's totally your different look. But everybody's not the same. Everybody has a different outlook, but that doesn't mean target a person, try to bring down a person, and think you understand and know a person. I've already told my story too many times to the world on Filler, on whatever podcast I've been on, what type of person I am, or what I do, and what I've been through. Now, at the end of the day, that's up to you to go click the YouTube link and watch the Filler over again if you happen to miss out on what went down. I've been in and out on Twitch for partnership 10 times in a row. This is my 11th synth. A lot of people situation do question why I try to have my squad or everybody who support me not attack Twitch for that situation. Whatever it is they feel, obviously they feel that way for some reason. If I feel like it's a situation where we know that something's up, and then we will speak out when it's time to speak out. But I do ask everybody to just keep quiet about it. But me personally, in general, as a content creator on the 4 or 5 years I've been in as a Black person, I have been in there, been called racial things. I knew nothing about bots that can stop these things at that time and point. It was just, overall spam about me being this, me and that. I think a lot of people felt like those type of words would break me, but I'm not gonna lie. The first year of the ride, man, I did get hit with the the words that they did break me. I did happen to retaliate in a very, very negative way. I really did. Very, very positive individual like myself, right? You would think like, oh my God, Maze. Yeah, I did. I retaliated in a negative way because at that point in time, look, you're not going to go and disgrace me being on Twitch, and you're not going to tell me that I need to do this and I need to do that because this is the type of person you look at as me being. Second year, I did get botted. I got botted a lot. Couldn't do anything about it. Third year, got botted. Couldn't do anything about it. Yet being controlled and animal controlled, basically thumbtacks by somebody. I clicked the link from a person that had everything that could dox me, had all my information to my family, friends, of course. Now I've told this story before. Had strings, being told what to do and what not to do, what time to stream, what time to go on, what to say, when to freestyle, when not to freestyle. Whenever these guys ask for a freestyle, I do it. They had their names under a different name. This was in term to shatter my Twitch stream and for me to fail and for me not to be doxxed or my family to be doxxed. I had to do everything they asked me to. Back in that time, I had no idea how to get out of it. Luckily, I guess me being as positive as I was, those things sort of stopped. I went and talked to the cops about it. Yes, went and got some advice about it. Yes. But that just wasn't enough. I guess in that point on in time, it sort of dropped on its own. Guess they got tired, got bored, left me alone. When that point on in, once that happened, I secured all the way up. But point in that situation from that on in is now I think I've just learned more about myself. People can say anything they want nowadays and it just doesn't break me. I get it. People want to retaliate. Don't discriminate me for my skin color. I get it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we're no lesser than them if we retaliate because that's what they want, right? They want us to come out of our skin. They want us to be that person that they portray us to be, right? Not me. I'm not gonna go down that field. You're not gonna sit here and regulate and try to bring me down to what the person you want me to be. It's just not what's going to happen. Positivity is a strong thing to come by, and it is a hard road to ride on. Positivity gets pushed down by a lot of negativity when it comes down to it. And me, I'm facing that right now as we speak. Being a person that's actually on the loudspeaker right now of Twitch and Destiny, of course. And a lot of people don't like it. And that's totally fine. I get that. It would come with everything comes with some type of hate, right? You being at the top of the ladder, especially being a Black person at the top of the ladder, and they seeing that, and you're putting on a positive field, and a lot of people think, okay, he's just doing it for an act. Well, first off, you don't know me, so don't. Nah, I say this all the time. You don't know me, so don't judge me. Don't judge a book by its cover until you open and read the pages and understand this person. And that's been my vibe ever since, man. It's been a struggle, but it's also been a push. So I decided to do that and motivate everybody in the mornings. I've done it 2 months straight now. A lot of people have so many DMs of thank yous of how many people I've motivated in my life. I feel very accomplished from that. It doesn't even matter if I'm partnered or not anymore. I feel like I'm very accomplished by people coming in and thanking me each and every day. And I told Rebuken, I feel more accomplished that people thank me each and every day for uplifting them. Because I share my energy every day. It's not one day I've missed so far since the day I've started doing motivation speeches that I've uplifted so many people. Get what I'm saying? People need this motivation. As Crusader said, man, the pandemic is rough. It's really, really rough right now. You know what I mean? Yep. People got nothing to go to, nowhere. Some people don't have jobs anymore. Looking at this Twitch thing is another way for them to revenue. I'm that guy that wants to push that for them, to motivate them to get there, to take the strings and strives and understand you hit that path where it's rough. You know what I mean? No one said that the ride was always clear. Nobody takes a path that's clear and then you don't ride the bumps, baby. You can't ride the bumps, man, and you can't handle. You know what I mean? There are bumps. You got to ride. You can't ride and handle those bumps. Get out the car. You know what I mean? It ain't for you. It ain't for you. But you got to be able to handle, man. You got to be able to strive. You got to be able to push. And you got to be able to push through the hate. When you're making up to the top and haters become a thing, that means you are doing something right. You need to keep improving that. You need to keep pushing that. That needs to keep being a thing. Haters will come in, try to destroy you. That is one thing that they love to do. Without the haters, you ain't got no motivation. So you need them to stay by you. All right. You need to make sure that you make them upset more. All right. That is the whole key. All right. And that's a little bit about my story. I don't want to take up the whole time, man. But yeah.
If you guys will allow me to go next, because I kind of have a few stories that
Talk to him, crew.
Yeah, I got a few stories that resonates with Maze's words. So personally, I've been on this platform for 7 years, and yeah, I've been around since 2013. Didn't start taking Twitch seriously until 2015. But you know, I've been on the internet. You know, people find out I'm black. You know, they drop those. You know, they drop the words here and there. You know, I kind of just shrug it off. But wasn't until like 2015 where you start realizing when, like Amay said, once the haters start coming in, they really try their hardest to break you down. It wasn't when until like I would first instance of like I guess dealing with racism on Twitch was besides just the random trolls coming in spamming N-words or whatever, was a guy that I used to play Overwatch with a lot. Played a lot of games with this guy. Actually played Diablo, Overwatch, played Ark, and you know, back when TeamSpeak was still like the voice chat everybody used. It was a guy that I used to play with a lot, and he was just wilding out on TeamSpeak one day, just you know, making too much noise. People were telling him to low down his mic or just stop screaming. So he was wilding out, had to kick him. For some reason, I guess he was just having a bad day, but he decided to take offense to it and message me on Twitch Whispers and on Blizzard Launcher, whispers for me like, go back to slavery, go hang yourself. And I'm like, I don't know what I did, bro. You was just wilding out, and now your true colors are showing. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I haven't heard from him since. I ain't worried about him. So next instance was 2016, where I'm on my way to get partnership. And if you guys know me, I grinded partnership. It wasn't until my roommates told me I had to, like, it's okay to take one day off. I'm still learning about Twitch too during this time. And it wasn't until I was getting view botted heavy because someone didn't want me to get partnered. I got denied my first application. Didn't let that bother me. Said, let's keep on going. Show them that we still got the numbers. And come to find out that Twitch, this is a rare situation. I've never heard this story from anybody else on Twitch, but there was an individual who was watching me play The Division, which was the game that was growing my channel for partnership. There was an individual whispering all of my viewers, telling them like Crew needs to go back into slavery, or like, you know, he needs to be hanged or whatever, just all the worst racist stuff in the world. It was a single guy. Just all of my viewers. It wasn't even whispering me or DMing me. He was just DMing my viewers. And my viewers never spoke up about it. I guess they were just reporting him and blocking him because Twitch eventually came to me and said, hey, Crew, this guy has been harassing your viewers for a while, and we took care of him for you. I'm like, really? I have no idea about this. And so I always assumed that was the same guy who was like view botting me. And yeah, it's another situation I just never heard from again. Whatever that person's doing, I hope he's satisfied with his life. And yeah, now fast forward to 2020, we hear at we all know what's going on in 2020. You know, a lot of people's true colors are exposing. You know, they're not in support of Black Lives Matter. They're not in support of, you know, human rights for Black people, people of color, and people are staying silent. And sometimes it's your own friends who are staying silent, but
I I wanted to. I don't mean to. I know we have guests.
Mm.
But for Rebuke and Anubis, I usually Maru definitely when it comes down to conversations, especially in terms of this, he usually takes a step back and lets most of the people that we have speak because I myself obviously have a hand in the pot as well as everyone. All of you guys also have a hand in the pot, and Maru truly understands that he has an understanding to an extent. But at the end of the day, the topic is really more about our perspectives more than his. I'm not saying that his does not matter, but he understands that his perspective is only to a certain extent, as I said. But for the people who are watching, I want you guys to truly acknowledge and witness the demeanors about the people that are speaking. Okay. Amaze is someone who has a tremendous amount of confidence, right? Cruz is someone who openly expresses that his confidence, just like myself, fluctuates. As Amaze is telling his story, his demeanor goes from overly confident to not timid or fearful, but more
morose.
right. Like he's more of a warrior that's been injured. And Cruz is speaking, and while he's speaking, he is giving off the exact same demeanor. We haven't let Rebuke speak yet, and we haven't let Nuba speak yet. Excuse me, but acknowledge how important the characteristics and the demeanors change because you will visually see their demeanors become their professional demeanors when they are back on their respective channels. What they're expressing right now, I have not expressed my story. What they are expressing right now is 100% fact. It's 100% affecting them, and acknowledge it as literally that. Amay said something that a lot of people tend to not understand, and he said, "You don't know me, so don't judge me, and you can't judge a book until you read the pages." Here's the blessing and the curse of that. You can still read a book and not know what the fuck it is you just read. So just because you read the book don't mean that you understand it. And I'm learning that about myself, which is why I said to you, Anubis, that I'm 28 years old and I'm still learning about the fact that I'm perfect the way that I am. Because people's stories, I'm gonna say this, and this is a very impacting statement because again, this is something I just recently realized. People's stories validates their feelings. They don't need to come to you for any validation. They don't need to ask you for forgiveness. They don't need to ask you for the green light to respond to their reactions or their experiences accordingly. They can do whatever the fuck they want because it's their experiences. If you understand that, you are incapable of judging them. If you automatically judge their response, then you don't understand the reasons of the response. The moment you acknowledge that, then healing and growth can commence. Watch how people talk when they express their stories. You can automatically see how it's actually impacting them. I didn't mean to take the spotlight.
I want to just add the Crusader real quick before I let him go in. Hey, Crusader, I felt you on that, man. That hit me. The view bot. I can't express that enough.
I saw that.
The view bot. And then get judged by it. Oh, you were view botting. Oh, you were doing this. Oh, you were doing that.
The thing is, like I said, I've been around Twitch for 7 years. I know a lot about this website than some of these people who just are financing their PCs and just starting Twitch. A lot of people, like, hate culture has grown so much on Twitch or on the internet in general. A lot of people can forget that you can be a victim of view botting. People see view botting and they assume that they're doing it to themselves. Oh man, I'm going to clear the air real quick. I am sorry, but holy crap, Streamer House was the biggest accusers of view bots. We got accused by Twitch for view botting. So fuck you, Twitch, for that. We got accused by Twitch. Twitch, you can suck my dick. All right, we got accused for view botting. Twitch can suck my dick. I hope somebody from Twitch is watching this. I hope you're watching this. I hope you can. So once again, let me clear the air. Let me clear the air. Let me set the record straight. And I'm not gonna say Twitch as a whole because it was a single staff. It was a single staff member that made a really passive aggressive joke, and it wasn't until I got off stream and realized what he said. And even I don't know if he remembers, but even Goth told me about it. He was like, "Yeah, I heard about that. Like that guy was out of line." I don't know if he remembers this, but I definitely had this conversation with Goth. But so Streamer House, if you know Streamer House, 24/7 channel.
sir.
I know you said I didn't have to talk about this, but since I'm here, I want to clear the air for a lot of people that had their doubts about Streamer House. I don't have any problems with them. The only problem I have with Streamer House is when I was forced to play the division because it made us a lot of money. We're a 24/7 channel, a house self-sustaining with like 4 or 5 people. It needs a lot of capital to stay alive. So we did what was best for us in terms of money. And I didn't vibe with that, so I left. I would not be here if it was not for Streamer House. Okay? But at the same time, 24/7 channel is a 24/7 channel. How many times do you guys bring up a channel that's only live for 4 hours and you pull it on your side monitor and just do your homework, or you watch something else, or you playing another game? Think about that. Think about for a channel that's 24/7. And everybody accuses like there's 300 people in here, 400 people in here, no one's talking. Yeah, because like we're live all the time. We
People
are never
sleep, baby.
Yeah,
I was in there sleeping. I was watching it. I know about the Streamer House.
Yeah, man. And everybody always accused us of view, but I'm like, what did that like? Our ad revenue was probably doing better than our sub revenue because we played ads every single hour. 3-minute ads on the hour every hour. So I just want to just take that time to just clear the record straight. I don't hate Streamer House. I love them. Hope they're doing all right. Ezekiel, Jesus Tree, all of them, man. I hope y'all are doing good. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Streamer House. I wouldn't be partnered if it wasn't for Streamer House. But yeah, man. Twitch, you can suck my dick. Ain't nobody view buying out here. View buying literally brings no benefit to anybody.
I want to cry, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I'm trying not like on some real. I'm really trying not to tear right now because being accused of that, man, and him just throwing that in, man.
Hey man, the filler. We listen. For those of you who might be a little offended, a little rubbed the wrong way, if something didn't tickle your fancy, we have made it a statement that the filler is a no holds barred, no punches pulled conversation. This is what we mean. So you can't say shit because it's not your experience. If it's not your experience, then shut the fuck up.
I wanna Rebuken and Anubis, I wanna hear from you guys. What's your experience been so far on streaming and on Twitch, just content creation in general?
You wanna go?
Yeah, sure. I've been on Twitch for maybe like 9 years now. Probably only started taking Twitch seriously, like streaming myself for like maybe in the past 2 or 3 years. Only started streaming a lot more recently because of like all the stuff that was going on with George Floyd and stuff. So I've seen so much. I've been mod for a few black streamers, and it's almost always the same thing. You know, like people come with the racial slurs, they come with the spam, they come with the bots. It just doesn't seem to end. And I think for me personally, recently, the thing that got me going was because of the things that were happening with George Floyd, all the protests, all the Black Lives Matter stuff that was going on. The fact that there were so many people that I thought were my friends, that I thought were close to me, that I thought like, yeah, we're cool, just silent, just mad silent, no nothing, like no likes, no retweets, no nothing, just staying silent. Like, oh yeah, I don't want to be political. I'm like, what? This is
my life is political, bro. I want to survive. That's a political view that I don't want to die to another.
This is like human rights type of situation. Like, what do you mean you don't want to be political? And then the longer it went on, the more I started going into my own head about it. And I was thinking, if this was me and that video was me and I died in that video, would you still be silent? And at that point, I couldn't even take it anymore. I literally went through my entire follower list. I just went through every single follower, checked their past tweets and retweets for the past 5-6 days, like a week, 2 weeks. Check their likes, check their tweets. If they said nothing, gone. Doesn't even matter.
I want to say
it didn't even matter. I was like, I can't do it. I can't associate like that.
You found the strength to do something that I've been debating on doing for months. Because like I said in the start, I have the same thing. Like I have friends I know are staying silent, and it's like that's why I made that tweet. Nogi knows what I'm talking about. I made that tweet. What if it was me? What if it was Nogi? What if it was Libra?
Oh, Libra's one real dude, bro.
Yeah, and it was just like I can't deal with the fact that you've just been quiet this entire time. Yeah, I can understand that there are people that were like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Then come to me and ask me if we're cool. If we've been cool all this entire time, come and talk to me and say, oh, what can I do? What can I say? How can I show support? Didn't do that. So then I'm a dead off in it. Like we can't move forward from here. There's nothing left here. Because if that had been me, are you going to be silent or are you going to start talking? So if it was me and you start talking, then that just shows that it's only a personal thing. You probably look at me like, oh, you're one of the good ones. you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't be rolling with that. I can't be rolling with that. So I had
I
to go.
love you, Anubis.
I just X'd everyone off. And it wasn't even a long thing. I literally put a tweet and I was like, I put a tweet up before I did it. I was like, if you haven't said anything about the George Floyd thing and you haven't said anything about Black Lives Matter or anything like that in the past few days, don't be surprised. Don't at me if we're not mutuals in the morning. And that night I went to like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning to get it done. And I went through every single follower or every single person I was following and I checked all of it.
I did the exact same thing. I challenged the entire Destiny community on that aspect. I challenged the entire Destiny community. I remember that day because I remember that and Goth, he's like Goth is someone who I've interacted with, and I realized that there are certain like interacting with Goth on particular levels. I realized that there are certain people who legitimately, when the term "I don't see color" is incredibly offensive because it's like, how the fuck could you not?
Yeah.
Even the problem with that is if you can't see color, you still see black and white at the end of the day.
Saying, right? Because if you're colorblind, but Goth is someone who has shown a tremendous amount of ability to legitimately not. He sees color, but he identifies the human aspect over literally anything that's external. And the way that I said that is because there was a point, and I hope this isn't like a form of exposing him, but this is something that was incredibly important to me because I had put the tweet out and I had expressed how ignorant it is to be a Destiny content creator. And I specifically said the Destiny community because this is where I come from. I have been in the Destiny community since Alpha. Again, Cruz, we was there the very first day of the very first Destiny Con before it was Guardian Con. We've been here, right? So I don't know any other community. I don't know the Division community. I know FGC, but the FGC has its own issues, right? I know who gang.
Boy, do they.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have the
Oh,
Sonic
boy,
Fox.
do they.
I don't even like Sonic Fox because Sonic Fox is arrogant, but he's a pinnacle, period, because he's attacking 3 pillars off grip. He's a furry, he's gay, and he's black. And he's stomping people in the area. But that's a whole nother conversation. The reason why I attack the Destiny community is because you see people, I'm not going to drop no names. But you know who the fuck you are. And I'm saying this because I want you to know that I legitimately see you and I see how full of shit you are. But I'm not going to drop no names. Why? Because I respect people's bag and it ain't got nothing to do with me. So you have people in the Destiny community who use memes of black culture. You have memes of Funkmaster Flex saying, those is motherfucking bars. You see that in your videos, right? You got hip hop in your videos. You have black culture in your videos. You're exploiting black excellence in your videos. Why? Because black culture is literally all culture. But again, that's another conversation.
How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet Homeboy was doing? How much you want to bet Homeboy was doing this? How much you want to bet all those memes were made by white dudes? How much you want to bet?
So you have that situation, right? But the reasons why I said what I said is because the first thing that'll come out of a Destiny content creator's mouth when it comes out to this is exactly what AHNUBIS said. Oh, I don't want to get too political. I've had conversations with people and I've said to them, when it comes down to the conversation of getting political, you need to understand that your silence is an act regardless. Silence is not silence at the end of the day. And the thing that Goth did that really impacted me was the fact that he sent me a screenshot of his own tweet and asked me how he can word it properly so that it doesn't come off offensive to people of my color. Because he wanted to express his uneasy feeling of dread, knowing that this was happening to people who look like us. And he was so bothered by it, but still so timid because he knows what he looks like, that he came to me and asked me, how can I word this? I don't know how to word this without sounding disrespectful or arrogant, or because there's no way that I know that I can't ever like experience what you've experienced. How can I word this? And I was dumbfounded because that week, I had attacked the entire Destiny community, dog. I had people legitimately telling me the exact concept of he's a ball player. Shut up and dribble. We're Destiny players. We should just shut up and shoot. We shouldn't talk about this. We shouldn't talk about Black lives because it's political.
I didn't come here for Man, shut up, man.
Shut the fuck up. If I literally can't express the fact that I'm actually a liable person, that if I can't express
I don't
that I don't
know.
deserve to be shot in the back, what are we talking about?
I don't know if it's the same week, but I do remember Goth making a tweet where he acknowledged, like he said, and I quote, that I am the pinnacle of white privilege. I remember that tweet. That was a tweet. Yeah,
That was
he's the pinnacle of white privilege.
That was the exact tweet that he said. The exact tweet. I didn't tell him how to word it. I said, Goth, if you literally just express your heart, if you acknowledge your privilege and express that you understand our disadvantage, then there's no disrespect. But you have, like, if you can show the acknowledgement, then there's no disrespect. I didn't tell him how to word it. I only gave him that information, and I thanked him for legitimately giving that attempt, because that's a whole
I felt the same way.
Other avenue. But the moment he did that, that's when I was like, there's more to people than this foolishness. But Rebuken, I'm not gonna take more of your time, but go ahead.
Yeah,
it's your spotlight.
You good? You know, the whole situation with Maze, I was involved with the same group of people. My story kind of came like, it wasn't even something I like. I think my whole streaming career, I guess, like I've been streaming for 3 years in total, and I really didn't ask for the attention that I was given, you know, and I wasn't expecting it. It all came from the time that we had laser tag, and I ended up matching a certain group of individuals respected in the Destiny community. And they came to my chat. They said what they said. I talked my talk, you know. I was just a player. I wasn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't asking for anything. I didn't really know. I didn't play sweats in D1. I just, you know, I just played Destiny to play Destiny with friends, you know what I mean? So Destiny 2, I was just playing PvP, match these guys, and then not too long after, this same malicious group that was, you know, messing with Amaze was messing with me too. I'm getting people making fake names, following my channel, you know, like calling me, you know, Rebuking the Monkey, follow the channel, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of fairly new to streaming at this point, and you know, we want to read out the names, you know what I mean? Thanks for the follow, so and so, and you start to see the names, and you're like, wow, there's something not right here, you know what I mean? You don't want to say how did they use my they used one of my songs, and they, you know, like they took the title of the song, and then these same names were running around into different, like I would go to different streams and see these names and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm not gonna name drop the names of where I found them and stuff like that.
Good.
And you know, it really took a toll on me, because around that same time, I lost one of my grandmothers. I lost my dad's mother, and she's, you know, I'm part Japanese and part black, and also part white too as well. But my black grandmother passed, and that took a lot of toll on me, because, you know, when you look at my side of the family is very successful. You know, they come out of Chicago in Texas. I got one of my aunts is the assistant athletic director for Georgetown University. My grandfather, you know what I mean? He's like overseeing his assisted living facility. He moved in there after my grandmother passed away, and then they seen his credentials, and he took over the whole place. And so when I see black excellence in my life, and compared to just me trying to be a streamer and start to see some of these people come out of nowhere and be as malicious as they were, getting into my Discord, I had to change my Discord command in order for people not to be able to get into my Discord. I have a command where you have to say something different in order to get into my Discord, because I would come into my Discord and there's just a bunch of malicious racist content and nobody saying anything. And so my Discord is, I mean, I'll be honest with you, my Discord is dead because of those things. You know what I mean? I don't know if I even want to reboot a Discord because of those things. I have a lot of people in there, but like only for people when I'm streaming and just some of the bros like here and there. But you know, it wasn't until after Guardian Con, because I used to react to all these things. I would get so pissed off and I would just react. And I got to a point, and even to who I am now, and a lot of people, I want to say a lot of people, some people find me offensive now. But really, I'm just brutally honest. You know what I mean? So like when it comes to like situations and people, I don't sugarcoat anymore. I just say how it is, but I say it with love. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, you know, I don't want people to see me because I for a long time I didn't have a cam on because of those racial things and things like that. But I got to a point where I had to have strength to be able to say, I'm not afraid to speak my mind. And then I'm also not afraid to react to certain things. But I don't have to expose myself in order for you to feel like you have some type of power over me, because I took 4-month my hiatuses. I took 3-month hiatuses because of these racist things. You know what I mean? My whole stream restarting every time because I would have 30, 40, 50, 60 viewers, and then I got to restart again because I just felt like there's just too much racial pressure online. And I'm losing my other grandmother, my Japanese grandmother. I lost her last year. I just, you know, it's just a bunch of stuff. And people don't realize as streamers, especially black streamers, like we have a lot going on. And it's not easy going out and exposing ourselves as black men or women because of the things that are going on in this world. And we try to come out and try to show people like we're not those things that the stereotypes are. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you go to a couple and you might see that, but there's people like us. You know what I mean? We try to withhold a standard. Who we are on stream and who we are off stream are different, but just allow us to present ourselves. You know what I mean? Instead of situating yourself around our situation to try to destroy and demoralize us, allow us to present ourselves and show you who we are. And if it's offensive to you, you don't have to be here. You don't have to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can go to another streamer where you feel like that's okay because you're not gonna get nothing from me no more. That's how I am, you know, like I'm just to that point where, like, you know, if I clown you and you're my boy, it is what it is. But I say it with love. But if I don't acknowledge you because you're a troll, don't get mad at that. Don't keep continuing to come after me. Just acknowledge the fact that we ain't got time. You know what I mean? And we're trying to present ourselves, like I said again, as black people. We're trying to present ourselves, and we ain't got time for that. And that's just and that's why I feel like that group like stopped messing with me, was because after that I even seen this group of people in another chat and somebody says something about me because I've had pictures of me online. I'm actually a meme. Somebody took my face and they made a meme out of it and put it as an emote. I'm an emote on somebody's channel, and I did not authorize that. I spoke to Twitch. I showed them the stinking screenshot of everything, and they have not done nothing in a year. I'm a meme, and I literally, like I said, I don't do nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to nobody. I'll talk bad about nobody. Everybody knows that about me. So for people to come after me, make a meme of me, take pictures of me, and then put me all over Twitter and stuff like that, and I'm finding pictures of me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in videos that I didn't ask to be in a part of, and it's so sad to see that people will literally just go out of their way to try to destroy people like AHNUBIS and you other individuals, you know, and that are just beautiful, positive people. It's just so sad that, especially like I said, as black people, it's so sad to see because we have enough of that already within our own culture against one another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if my brother over here, if my homie if he's coming up, I got a dude over here that don't want his come up. You know what I'm saying? We already got enough of that. You know? So I'm not trying to hear that. I got time for that. So that's pretty much like where I stand like right now, like just with streaming, you know?
It's funny you mentioned that because there was another black streamer who made a Twitter video that went viral talking about the double life that black streamers have to live, and it's facts. Like just like
CJ?
Nah, it wasn't CJ. It was
I think I know the one you're talking about.
Shit, I feel bad for forgetting him, but he was wearing a jersey in it. I fucked with CJ though. I love CJ.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, he basically said what Rebuken was saying. Like we got I got homies outside that is expecting me. If I tell them about Twitch, like what you playing? You playing COD? You playing Fortnite? You playing 2K? I'm like, nah, I'm playing Final Fantasy 14, bro. I don't fuck with 2K and shit. Like I don't care. Like, and then I go talk to a girl. Like that, I'm interested in or she find cute. And like, what do you do for work? I play video games. He look at me like, it's like it's. I actually had this conversation with my chat not too long ago, but for the 12 years that I was in school, the shit that I got made fun of for is what like everybody is making a main source of income now. Is making money on the internet, doing stupid shit on the internet, watching anime or drawing anime or anything like a whole nerd culture just became normalized for what we've been doing for 12 years in school, 1st grade to 12th grade. I was made fun of for doing all this shit, but now, and like, but even still, like I said, the double life as a black streamer, like people come up to us and expect us to like, you know, go ball out on a court. Yeah, ball out on a court, just roll up with your homies. I mean, I roll a spliff every now and then too, but but like, you know, it's like the stereotype they expect us to fit.
Those 3 games you talked about, though, like 3/4 of them dudes be trash too. They be playing COD and they be dirt. You know what I mean? Like,
or fighting games.
Oh, they real dirt. No.
I'm terrible at fighting games, but I still love them. But yeah, it's like.
I think you're right, bro. I think you're right. No, I'm serious. I hope you fighting games, bro.
I hope you got Tekken on PC.
I will cop Tekken. I used to compete in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. There's a couple Evo champions that got my boots still in their ass. I was when Dragon Ball Fighters first came out, I was top 500 for the beginning of the entire game. So, you know what I'm saying? I watch you, sir. Don't even close your mouth because you talking nothing but shit. Your breath stink. I don't even want to talk to you. Anyway, moving on. No, like all of your stories are 100% validated, even though all 4 of your perceptions are completely different. They're all different. All 4 of your experiences are completely different, and they all are still somehow unified because of the fact that we are enduring that as black men. Now, here's the crazy shit, right? Because it's another thing that most people are not acknowledging. As black men, right, we have the streamer, we have the perception of who we are, and then we have the truth of who we are. And then we have the conversation of what we are, right? As black women, they have all 4 of those things, and then they have the fact that they are women.
Yep.
And then they have the fact that they are black women, right?
Facts.
So they're dealing with just way more than we are. So you can imagine. I was having a conversation with somebody, and that's actually why I put that tweet out. And I don't really care if it rubbed people the wrong way. People really just see us as people see us as porn categories. This is what it is. No, for real. We're only important.
Ebony.
Right. Why did he say it like that?
I knew this was going to
Oh, I'm out of here, bro. What the fuck?
Anubis, bro. It's Anubis for you, man.
Anubis is officially a friend of mine.
Bro, he is. But that's why everybody respects Anubis, because Anubis gonna keep it 100. You gonna keep it all the way 100.
And I feel that. So with black people, they're seen as a porn. When I say porn category, I mean that, and I see that in an amazingly general sense, right? Because we're only important if we're benefiting the lining of your pockets, or if we're benefiting the lining of your drawers. That's the only thing that really, really, really brings attention towards us, which is fucking ridiculous.
It is.
The 4 of you literally just expressed about a situation. You have Rebuken here who said that he's legitimately a meme and an emote that he did not authorize, that he is not okay with, that still exist. How quickly do you think that situation would have been rectified if it was someone who didn't look like him?
Yeah.
How quickly would have been a situation that would have been rectified, amazed, if what you experienced was projected to Twitch if it was someone that didn't look like you? What about you, Anubis? What about you, Cruz? All of those things. My situations and my experiences as a streamer, as a black content creator, wasn't even on live platforms. I don't know why I haven't experienced. Granted, I've experienced the general things, the chats, the bots, this is not a third. But when it comes down to the actual harassment that caused me to take my hiatus, it came from off-platform harassment, like the DMs on Twitch, the DMs on Twitter, the DMs on Instagram. On Mixer, when I was a partner on Mixer, I didn't really get a lot of attention like that because most of the communities on Mixer were relatively black, and on top of that, most of the communities that I interacted with were also relatively black. So I didn't really get that type of harassment. However, I've had people legitimately tell me, when I was the PC that I have right now, I'll never forget this PC. I may not ever sell this PC. This is the first PC that I've ever purchased in my life that I built with a friend of mine's, and it was given to me by the support of my community years ago. I was originally streaming on 2 laptops on an Xbox, right? This is the first time I ever got the PC, and I'm still trying to upgrade it because this thing is. This is Muriel. She's a little older now. You know what I'm saying? So,
Gave it
yeah,
a-
I'm saying she need a little rest. She need a little nap time. But I've had people legitimately tell me to do things like go find a job. Go, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm benefiting off of this. My kind is always lazy. Like, and to be told that it's a punch in the stomach because, mind you, as I'm being told to go find a job, I'm coming home from my 3rd job. So you can suck a fat one with the veins in it because you don't even know who you're talking to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this, and then again, there's the situations of the unfortunate scenarios of the people who are really experiencing the essential hardships that comes from literally just being my color, just being our color. You literally go live and automatically you this, you that, you this, you that, which is exactly what I said, right? You got the streamer, you got what you are at home, just a family man. Amaze, you're a father. Gentlemen, I don't know if you guys have families or if you're father. Rebuken, I see. And I was just about to say that, Rebuken, I see that you have a ring on your left hand. So you're a family man, you're a husband. Anubis, I don't know if you have a family. Cruz, I don't know if you have a family.
I'm free. Hit me up.
I'm free too, but at the same time, like I said, at the same time, I'm helping my mom with the business. She don't know how to use the internet, so
you, all of us at the end of the day are hardworking men with good heads on our shoulders who are trying to do something with our lives. You know what I'm saying? And this ties into what Anubis said earlier when, again, like it's crazy that you said that, realizing that you are perfect the way that you are. The hardships that we've experienced, being young, being Black, being dedicated, being motivational, being inspired to literally just do. I literally had a conversation today. I have 2 coworkers. Neither of them are Black, right? 2 shift supervisors. I'm a manager at Starbucks. Neither of any other manager in my store is Black, right? So we were having a conversation about like society, and I said in the conversation, I literally want to go home at night and not feel uneasy. They were talking about, oh, I want to hit this job and I want to get this car and I want to make this much and this and the third. And I'm like, I want to be able to walk at night and feel safe.
Yeah.
I want to be able to take a bus and not be looked at weird. I want to be able to get on the elevator and not have somebody clutch their bag.
Oh man, don't even get me started about taking planes or buses or anything. People see this and they freak the fuck out.
So you have situations like that, and it's like it makes absolutely no sense when it comes down to it, because just like Anubis said, you're perfect the way that you are, right? So the experiences that we have, you got to think about that mental aspect. Men like us that have lived our lives, I come from a bad background, right? All of my friends, even the ones that I'm no longer friends with, we all come from bad backgrounds. We're not out here robbing you. I know some people that will rob you. I'm not one of them anymore. Sorry.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And that's true. I'm not one of them anymore, but I'm not out here beating on people. I'm not out here. I go to work. I go home. I work. You know what I did today, chat? I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, took my ass in the shower, washed my giblets, went to work, worked all day, walked my ass home because I don't have a car and I live in Atlanta. I'm working on it. Don't judge me. Shut up. I went back home, took a shower, right? I washed mistakes. I cooked seasoned mistakes. I got on to do content for G1, and I sat there and had a phone call with one person, and then I got on the filler. That was my day. That is literally my day every Thursday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm working. Saturday, Sunday, I'm streaming. Monday through I'm working and I don't do nothing else. Guess how many of us do the exact same thing? Most of us. The shit that you think that we be doing, we really don't be doing. If you see us sagging our pants, it's because we like it like that. We be working at fucking Fresh Direct, bro. Twisting oranges. Who gives a shit if I'm sagging my pants? Am I pulling that thing?
We do the same. We be doing the same exact things as everybody else, but still be getting shot in the back for it too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right.
it don't even matter what you do. It don't even matter what you do. They sit there and they say, "Oh well, if you compliant."
What do you mean? Just
there's no
comply.
problem.
You'll be
Just
fine. Just
comply. Just
comply.
Comply, dude. Just
comply.
How many videos do you see a guy legitimately standing there
You
compliant?
stood
and then
there,
being like,
hands up. I saw a video. A guy was stood there with hands up, literally hands on his head. Cop fly kicks him in the back.
I saw that, and he got beat up, and then his woman got pulled out the
Guarantee
car.
you, we all know that video. We all seen that video. We all know exactly what Anubis is talking about. We all know the exact video.
And then I saw a video, and I tweeted it out, and I made sure to express in the tweet that upon researching this name, understand that the graphic nature of what you find it's incredibly graphic. Anybody who's literally here who follows me on Twitter and in chat, you guys know that I'll show y'all the worst of the worst. I'm not scared of that because y'all really don't think that this shit is a reality. So I have no issues showing you the gruesome nature that happens to us because we are not fucking cattle. But this video, talking about it now, I'm getting really fucking infuriated because this video was the first time that I've watched something that happened to a black man that made me, like, it actually terrified me. And that in itself is fucked up because of how numb we've come to watching Black lives be taken on the internet. We're numb to it now, to the point where we don't even respond to it as, oh, damn, that's fucking horrible. We respond with another one? Again? What happened now? This video was horrific. It was horrific. It was a man who was in handcuffs on his chest with a knee in his back, and they wrapped his head in a sweater. And you could hear him regurgitate. This man was throwing up. You could hear this man beg, bro, like, I don't. The ignorance is so, it's the ignorance itself, let alone the problem of the matter. The ignorance to the matter is more of a slap in the face because you're blatantly choosing not to see shit when it's literally sitting in your face like a pair of titties. You're choosing not to look at it.
I guess you could say ignorance and silence.
That's a very sexist statement. That was a very sexist statement. I apologize.
I guess you could say ignorance and silence goes hand in hand, but I mean, you could still be informed and still say silent. But personally, I think the silence hurts a little bit more.
It absolutely does.
I personally feel like the silence hurts a little bit more because I don't. You guys said I could be raw here. I'm gonna be raw. I'm sorry, Maru. I love you, man. But I don't know. It's just like it just comes back to the tweet I made. Like, what if it was me, Nogi, or Libra, or whatever? What if it was one of us? Are you guys gonna stay silent now? And it's just like I know some people who are being silent. Like I've never seen them talk about it ever, and they could be talking about it on their streams, but like I'm not in your stream every time you go live. But at the same time, it's like there's people that was hanging out at TwitchCon last year. TwitchCon's mainly, you know how you go to a group, you go to a convention, and you got your main people that you hang out with, or you got your roommates or whatever. Like I had like someone in my main group is being silent right now, and I'm like I said, Anubis had the courage to do something that I'm just hesitant to doing because it's like
no, just dead it off, man.
I feel like,
bro, I'm not. I think the thing of it is with me, man, and for me to speak on some things, with the Black Lives Matter deal, I wasn't afraid to speak, but there was judgment involved with me speaking on Black Lives Matter when it came down to situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Giving people reminders, because I mean, Anubis knows Black Lives Matter is all through my stream. I promoted with the DJ voices all the time, letting everybody know. Even if you lurking and you just sitting there watching and you not saying anything, Black Lives Matter. I feel people leave the channel when I say that. That's totally fine. That means it ain't for you. Get out. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's the deal. But I will sit there and remind people that Black Lives Matter. Understand? You know what I mean? It's a thing that I won't let die in stream. You know what I mean? Now a lot of people sit there and push it for that 1 week and then they sort of died out. Me, when I do it, people are like, oh, he's trying to bring it back. It never left. It's because I didn't speak. Doesn't mean that it's gone. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here. I can sit here and be the most positive person. Listen, don't judge me. All right. I'm the most positive person in my skin. You should not be looking at me at this person. I should not have to be able to go into a store and be looked at as a person that looks like I'm going to do something wrong.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
honestly,
Versus somebody else. I go out and do UPS deliveries in the country. I should not have a gun pointed at me because I'm walking up your pathway to your steps to deliver your wife something your wife ordered, and you have a gun pointed at me. You know what I mean? I've experienced things like that during Christmas time. You know what I mean? It get real. It really gets real during Christmas time, doing so many deliveries. And you have after you deliver that date and the next day you go there and it says no Black people allowed. Well, okay, let me take a picture of this. Now you get no deliveries. Now your wife's upset with you. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that, man. I encounter those things. I don't need to speak about that type of stuff. We're on a filler, but I'm gonna keep it real. I go through stuff like that, man. I do. Positivity for me, man. I can crack any day and sit there and say, you know what? Forget this. Forget you. Forget him. Forget him. Forget all y'all. You know what I mean? But that's not the life that I tend to live. That's not the way that my grandma raised me at all. My grandma, before she passed, told me I was going to do something great for the world. She said that to me, man. She did. And you know, I didn't know what she was talking about. I really didn't. Like, what are you talking about? I'm young. I'm doing all this and doing all that. What you mean? I got something. I mean, she had it out of all of my brothers. She just seen something in me, man. And man, I'm starting to see it. You know what I mean? I'm starting to understand what as I get older, man, I start to understand and realize a lot more what she's talking about. At a young age, you really ain't trying to hear all this. You just trying to have fun. You know what I mean? Or as you get older, man, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And oh my god,
come on, yeah, I can throw y'all some real stories, but I say that for a later date.
I respect it, but just to go back to what you said, like I was young, and even though I was doing dumb shit and I was acting like a fool, there has never been a day that I can physically remember, whereas in childhood, as in teenage years, young adult, mid-adult to I don't even know what the fuck I am now. Young adult, still young. I'm a child. I do my own laundry though, so I'm a big boy. But
easy.
But like there's never been a day in my life where I wasn't consumed by my own thoughts, trying to think of myself in a better light, trying to find something better. I've always, for as long as I can remember, wanted and begged for more, screaming at the heavens, like just give me a break. Like I'm not even asking for shit to be easy, bro. Like just give me, bro. I'm on like the 38th round, bro. You ain't ring this motherfucking bell yet. Like, I'm waiting, man.
And
like,
what I want to elaborate with my boy Nagi on. Nagi, I love you to death. Since I've met you, you came over, man, and you spoke your mind on Twitter. You was popping, brother. I was seeing you when that Black Lives Matter thing came up. You was up there, and I mean, you was voicing. And since I met you, man, a lot has changed. Be able to meet somebody who can relate like that, man. I'll be very, very honest, man. I couldn't see myself coming up as high as I'm coming now. I really couldn't. Who knew that positivity from a Black man would put me all the way up there, right? Because once I do get up there, man, people gonna be scared, man. They're gonna be scared. Positivity take over and I speak my mind. And I'll say what I say. That's gonna be real. I got a dream. Man, I got a dream. I told Rebuken this so many times, man. I told him if I could change the world one by one, I'm gonna do it. And you know what Rebuken texted me that day? Rebuken said, you gonna be able to change the world. You got this. It's gonna happen. I'm already seeing it. You know what I mean? Everybody believes that I can do this. It's crazy. And I'm ready for it, man. I really am ready for it. I'm ready for whatever's about to be thrown my way. I'm ready for it. Positivity can beat negativity any day. I think what we forgot about gaming and in life is that negativity can take control and make your day and make everything about what you do just a bad thing. Learning us being able to balance out the energy between negative and positive, that's the hardest thing you can do. Me, I go over there and fight through every day my positivity. The negative is right behind me. Oh, believe it's behind me, brother. It is there. You think I'm gonna let it outrun me? Positivity in first place, baby. Negative stays last. I don't let any of that come in front of me. Because if it does, I'm in for a bad day. And when I'm from a bad day, everybody else is in for a bad day. They look at you differently, right? That one day, Nagi, that one day, people are already ready to judge you. Ooh. You're already painting my picture. Oh, so that one day I act like this?
That's what he's really like. That's what he's really like.
His
true colors are coming
2 years. I did these whole 2 years. Now I'm about to get judged. Oh, now everybody ready to jump on. They're ready to jump on and cancel. Here they come, Crusader. Crusader, here they come.
Somebody actually did a cute attempt on me about something like that a few days ago. So in Final Fantasy 14, if you don't have a group, it's basically like an LFG system. If you don't have a group for something, you could just LFG it. It's in game. And so I found a group and we were raiding. And I found a guy who was using the term gay to describe something bad. He's saying, yeah, this strat is gay. I'm like, so at the end of the raid, we finished it. I'm like, bro, like this group is cool and all, but the only problem I have with you right now is that you use gay to describe something bad. And I'm like, I'm telling him everything. Like, yo, I'm black. I fight for my friends and a whole bunch of marginalized communities, right? So I put it on Twitter. I'm like, yo, if you still using gay to describe something bad, grow the fuck up. There was this dude who doesn't even follow me. He doesn't follow me. We have 3 followers in common. He went through my Twitter, meaning that he was just waiting for me to slip up. Went through my Twitter for a tweet when I was back in 9th grade to find a tweet saying like, oh man, if I unfollowed you, let me know because Twitter's acting gay right now. I was in 9th grade, bro. There are people out here that are just waiting for you to slip up, man.
It is because they ready to eat. They ready to eat.
Ready for you.
They ready to eat. They hungry, crew. They hungry.
Follow me, bro. He doesn't follow me, which means he went out of his way to use Twitter advanced search. Type the word in Crusader Twitch gay. Look through all my tweets that had gay in it and hope to find that one, dude. There are dudes out here that are just really waiting for us to slip up. And for what? You could be using that energy for something else, man. You got a family.
You could have.
You got a
find a new job. All that searching.
Hey, I want to bring up like one subject, and I really hope you guys hear me on this one because
talk to him.
I was talking to somebody about this, and this is what this really bothers me. And like you guys said, we could be raw because it might offend somebody because they're gonna say, oh, you can't say that. So we already went that far. So my wife is a black woman. Okay, I've known her for 16 years of my life, and she was at work, and this white girl, she was doing some things because she works with at-risk teens at her job, and she's a shift lead there. So she's involved with them, making sure maintenance and things were done. And the girl takes her keys and runs off. And she's chasing her down. And she's like, trying to grab it from her. And the girl's like kicking her. And, they can't put their hands on these kids. But she called her a nigger in the process. And she spit in her face. And so, my wife grabbed her, wrapped her up. And then, the police were called and things like that. Her director is, a white guy. And then one of the shift leads on another team, the late night shift or whatever, because she's swing shift. He's black. Okay, so see the situation, and I'm gonna mesh this with a story of my own too, because he was so concerned about the policy of work and so concerned about things being done properly instead of her well-being, especially as a black woman. And I have a problem with people that will, because he's one of those guys that says Black Lives Matters too. But I have a problem with black people that say that they're for black people, but they're so quick to follow the policy to become exempt. Oh, I'm black until this moment. You know what I'm saying? And I know
when they want to be a part of the fight.
exactly, and I know I'm not like, and I know streamers like this too. I'm not gonna put no names out because the forefront of what people try to say, look, I'm all for this, and this, but in behind the scenes, I've met people, and I'm like, you really ain't about what you say you're about, and I'm not, I'm not.
Boy.
And
Dude, you about to get me started, bro.
If you've ever seen Django and you've seen Samuel L. Jackson's character, okay, and what I call them, and I'm gonna say this outside of whatever I want to say, I call them coons, because those dudes are the ones that want to sit there and be so for something, but they will be the first one to tattletale. Oh no, get me away from that
man on that nag.
I'm just saying, man, it's like that, and it's so sad to see people like that. Now, I was talking to AHNUBIS about this the other day. About we were on Twitter. We had a very wholesome conversation about there was a tweet that was out, and the person was addressing two roles in the community that they've seen, right? So my perspective is, do you consider this hate speech? And he was like, no, because he's addressing the fact that we're fed up for this, and this, and that, and that, and I understand that, but at the same time, and we were, it wasn't like a agree to disagree. It was more of a share of perspectives. I told him, I was like, we could, if the roles are reversed in what we may say, they could be considered hate speech. So simple, because everybody's so sensitive. They're sensitive to the fact when black people have a standard and they stand up for that standard, it becomes the worst thing in the world. And then when it's changed around, it becomes racism. You know what I'm saying? We could be like, let's be like, fight the power, but we turn it around and put it in their hands. It's racism. And it's so wrong.
You say that some streamers, and I know Nogi sees me could preach about this, but the people are all about Black Lives Matter until it's time to use that G Fuel code. And people are all about Black Lives Matter until it's time to use that G Fuel code.
I left Gamer Subs because of that. I left Gamer Subs because of that. Ooh. I don't even know if they know. I left Gamer Subs. I dropped the code. I dropped them. I do not support them whatsoever.
Oh, I gotta hear this.
Gamer Subs.
Whoa, Maze, do we gotta put you on, brother?
Go ahead and talk to me about the Gamer Subs deal.
Gamer Subs was quiet. Gamer Subs was quiet during the entire time. Silent, completely quiet. Let me make sure I got my receipts. You
want me to tell the G Fuel story real quick? Or do you know about G Fuel?
I know about the G Fuel. Yeah, that one went viral. You can't miss that one. They went and flamed him. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But what I want to say about the streamers and G Fuel is that I made a post saying like, yo, y'all people that are partnered by G Fuel, y'all liking my tweets about Black Lives Matter and support women and support LGBTQ, but y'all still here, like, what's going on? Like, what's going on with G Fuel? Y'all good? Like, it's all Black Lives Matter until it's time to use that G Fuel code, 30% off. Like, they're staying silent on all of us being slaughtered in the streets by cops. But the second Chadwick Boseman dies, they're ready to post a picture. Like, they're ready to post a picture about him saying, stealing someone else's artwork on top of that.
Yikes!
Like, I don't get it, and it's just like, oh, why do they have to say anything? Like I don't know about y'all, man, but I'm done. I'm done explaining. I'm tired of explaining these things. I'm tired of repeating these same song and dance. I'm tired of explaining this shit. Like, I'm not responding to no random Twitter users, whether they follow me or not. If you don't understand by now, then you need to get educated by someone else. But I will only educate people that are willing to be educated. If you want to understand how to be an ally or how to word shit, just like how Nogi had his conversation with Goth, you can feel free to DM me. But if you are going to try to be apologetic for these people who are fucking up or try to defend these people who are fucking up, don't talk to me. Don't come in my replies. You are going to get blocked. You are going to get ignored.
I had a conversation, and this ties into the Chadwick Boseman situation. First and foremost, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, because that one
hit me, man. I was on stream when it had me. That hit me.
I cried. I had to go off stream for a second and go tear up a little bit. I was very, very upset. very much affected me, man.
Glad I don't use a webcam because I was definitely on stream when it happened. I teared up a little.
For the people who don't know me, who only know me as a content creator for Destiny, who only know me as a Destiny player, my passion for comic books and comic book lore and comic book knowledge goes incredibly deep, specifically for Marvel. I'm not against DC, but it goes heavy and deep for Marvel. Maru knows. Me and Maru used to clock out of work at GameStop and walk up like 2 blocks, make a right, and walk up one avenue
Forbidden
to
Planet.
go to Forbidden Planet and spend at least $200 collecting, like getting the next issues of every like comics for the story arcs, because every Tuesday they dropped, or every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday.
And it was a statement that I made on Chadwick the night that Chadwick Boseman had passed. And I had made the statement of saying that, not to recast him, but to transfer the mantle over to Shuri, his sister, because that matches the comic books and the lore, and as well as they have the opportunity to respectfully give him a personal send-off the exact same way that they gave Stan Lee a send-off, the exact same way. Because the last appearance was Miss Marvel, right? Where he was reading it's a double. It was a double, because the scene of Miss, and I know this is kind of going on a tangent, but the scene of Miss Marvel, Stan Lee was reading a script. And for those of you who don't know, I believe that was for Clerks or Clerks 2, where he made an appearance with Jay and Silent Bob, the guy who plays Silent Bob. He's also a very major comic book guy. In that movie, Stan Lee made an appearance in that movie, and the scene, the words that he said to Silent Bob was the words that he was reciting on the bus in his last cameo for Miss Marvel. So Miss Marvel, being that it was back in that time, he was basically going to, it was literally connecting both movies. And that was a major thing. So the reasons why I say all of that is to say this. The backlash that people received for spreading awareness and representing Chadwick Boseman and saying how important his impact to the Black community was, and utilizing this man to put emphasis on their acknowledgement of Black Lives Matter and being completely silent, it was like pulling skin from my fingernails back. Seeing that, it was an excruciating thing. It was excruciating, especially since it was Chadwick Boseman. I didn't eat that day. Again, I'm a comic book guy. Chadwick Boseman did not only impact me on a deeper level, it impacted me as a Black man. My little brothers, my adopted little brothers, one of them, Nikki, everybody who knows me in my earlier days knows Nikki, because Nikki would always sit right next to me when I was streaming, and he would always talk and watch. There would be times where I was playing fighting games and Nikki would pick my characters because he wanted to see those characters on the screen. I would get my ass beat because he would always pick characters I didn't know how to play, but I wasn't going to tell my little brother no, right?
Right.
Nikki was a fan of The Flash. That was Nikki's favorite superhero. He loved The Flash. He literally has a suit that he did not fit. Like, his stomach it was ridiculous. It was hilarious. He's a chunky kid. But Nikki was a fan of The Flash. We never told him he couldn't be The Flash. We always let him be The Flash. Always. He saw Black Panther once. And that boy walked out of that theater with the Wakandan salute every day since. I watched kids walk out of that movie theater, 2 little boys play fight each other in the movie parking lot. To some people, that doesn't seem like a lot. You have to understand the impact and the influence.
Go ahead.
So the fact that people, for a moment in history, recent history, there was no squabbles amongst Black people because of that movie. We all saw that movie and immediately had pride. We didn't even know why we had pride. There was some people who don't even know what the fuck Black Panther was about, but they still had pride. I'm talking about 30, 40, 50 people, 50-man groups deep, literally wearing African garments, African patterns, African clothing.
Mm.
And
We even had Karen in a dashiki.
you know, showing up to movie theaters because of this one comic book movie. So seeing companies and creators and influencers and community leaders use this man as a way to kind of stay relevant to the masses of the minority. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't mind fighting some of you. Like I really wouldn't. Again, I'm not gonna drop no names, but I'm not one
On
to
the
but I really would not mind, going
on the
But
day of oh, go ahead.
oh yeah, I was ready to say I gotta get ready to prep. Got that
Yeah, you got the bungee bounty.
that thing. Yeah,
You-
that
you-
just
you-
got that message. Yeah.
You go ahead and take care of that, sir. It was an honor, it's a
Alright.
pleasure. If you want, before you head out, if you want to give a major shout out to someone, whether
Yep.
personally,
I want to give a shout out to y'all. I want every one of y'all here, and I mean that in every way possible, because there's a struggle out here. It really is. And for us to be able to base our stories, I can't wait to go over there, man, and actually go back and listen to the filler and what the rest of y'all gotta say, man, because this is deep, and I don't even want to miss this. I'll be very, very honest with y'all. This one right here is hit me. I ain't even gonna lie. But Chad, I'm still gonna be hyped and be ready to roll for the bungee bounty. But
Yes, sir.
these ones right here, Rebuken, Anubis, MARU, bless you, brother. Bless you. You know what I mean? You stay back, you listen, you just observe it all, brother. We love you and we respect for what you're doing right now. NOGI.
Yo, Wagwan.
Yep.
Wagwan.
Hey, I love you,
Wagwan,
brother.
G.
I love you, brother. Anubis, you work too hard, man. Don't stop your strive. You hear me? I don't care what no one tells you, brother.
You reach out to me, Anubis. I don't care about shit. You call me. God
Yeah,
damn it.
like I'm like Anubis. I'm totally serious, brother. You grind your butt off. You really, really do. And I know it goes unnoticed right now. Well, don't worry, brother. Already had that speech with you. I told you. Keep striving, brother. You hear me?
Yeah.
You're doing good, brother. Do not give up on that. And don't let nobody tell you how to do anything. All right? Because once somebody gets in your head, it's going to affect you. You keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're doing right. All right? Crusader, I'm coming back on this thing, and I got to hear everything you was about to say. Because Lord Jesus, man, your words is real, and you've hit me where it's just, I'm ready to do whatever now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just ready to, you know what I mean? Like, the positivity just going now. You just made me feel like I can embrace this all of my positivity so much stronger and not care now. And I don't care who's watching. You know what I mean?
Can I say one thing about, just before you go? I'm gonna say this quick because I know you gotta go. But the reason why I like your motivational speeches in the morning, because like Nogi said, I'm a person who allows myself to show that I am vulnerable, even though, like, some people may hate on the 100% positivity, constant positivity. Like I myself will say things like, yo, that's fake. No one's 100% positive all the time. But what I like about Amaze is that he reminds people that it is okay to be vulnerable. It is okay to, like, to take a step back and come back even stronger. So I appreciate you for that, Amaze, man.
That's 100%.
Woo! And I think I said this on chat. Every day, I ain't gonna be the hypest man. Every day, my day is not gonna be the most positive, but I will wake up, man, and fight through whatever it is that's bothering me to stay positive. All right? I get it in your heads. We get it. Ain't no way 100% positive every day. I'm not trying to be positive. I'm trying to wake you up. Hey, look, I gotta go.
All right, man.
Go kill it,
take
brother.
easy.
Go kill it, man.
All right,
Take
brother.
care, man.
All right.
One thing about Amaze, man, is that one thing that he does with the concept of being vulnerable, and it's there's strength in vulnerability. And I found that analogy because, again, I'm an analyst. I analyze everything, sometimes a little bit too much. So when people say statements, when people make accusations, and people say things, and I strongly try to express this to Black men, because Black men are not known for showing emotion. They're not known for being genuine. Black men and Black women, Black people in general, are taught to do one thing over everything else. Yeah, you're taught the essentials. You're taught to cook, clean, take care of yourself, the adulthood, regular life shit. You're taught to take care of your family, take care of your loved ones, be a good friend, be a good person, so on and so forth. They tell you those things, but then they put you in environments that makes those things impossible, right? But one thing that Black people are taught to do outside of everything else that most people are not taught to is to endure. Prime example of that is I remember being a kid and I remember sitting there and wanting to go to a specific area in the park, and my father said that I could not go to that area. And I said, why? He said, because they don't want you there. Being a kid, they don't want me there. They don't even know me. Over there if I want. He would tell me I put my arm from home. Because everybody knows me as a kid. I had a big ass head, so like my equilibrium. And that's why I can't play Fall Guys, because it gives me too many nightmares because of my past. You know what I'm saying? So I went over there, and lo and behold, I got jumped. A little kid. I got jumped. I got beat up. I got picked upside down, and I got my head stuffed into a sandbox. And I remember being on the elevator, and I was picking my nose, and sand was coming out of my nose. I was living in Central Park West. For those of you who don't know New York, Central Park West is really not a black area. It's really not. I say that to say this: black people are meant to endure. And the unfortunate thing about enduring shit is that black people are meant to endure and meant to not retaliate. You can't say this or you can't act this way. This happened to me though, mom. This happened to me though, dad. Yeah, but you can't be angry. You could be angry, but you can't show it. So everyone, they have this bottle effect. Every black person, we are all the exact same analogy. We are a Coca-Cola bottle with about 4 Mentos in it, sitting there, that has not been opened. And y'all keep poking us. And fucking mad when we blow up. I don't know how to put that analogy or that metaphor any better than that. Right?
Especially with like the generation we grew up in, where mental health and discussing mental health was definitely not normalized. You know, being light skinned, being too emotional and shit like that. It wasn't good, man.
And it's an unfortunate thing, and it's again, like we've all expressed ourselves. AHNUBIS started really listening to everybody else's story, and I can understand that as well, because sometimes you really just sometimes your experiences are not necessarily something that you want to express. Sometimes you just really want to just listen and analyze what people are saying. And me coming from an area of talking so much, I find a lot of power in that, because the person that talks last usually has the most power when it comes down to a conversation and the narrative of how a conversation flows, because everybody else gets their points of views out, and you being the last person to speak usually has a better choice on how to interact with each person that had the chance to speak before you. So I understand that. And I don't mean to put you on the spotlight, sir.
No, it's okay.
But to connect with what Crusader is saying in terms of mental health, that's exactly why I say what I say when it comes down to it, because the endurance factor and the aspect of everything is we literally have no choice but to handle these situations in these manners. And it's like we have to be categorized as these animals, but you keep fucking with us.
Yeah, like
I don't understand the concept. Like if you irritate your kid gets irritated. It's like, right? That's a child. You automatically understand it. You do it to a grown man, it's not. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you, but you fucking poking me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's
like those women. It's like those people that like I've seen here recently, and I'm sorry to cut you off. There was a dude on the internet. It was like, I think the dude was the dude that told him, he said, "What did you say?" And he was like, "Say it again in the camera." And he was like, yeah, the dude with the skateboard.
I love that video. Love it.
And he said it again, and he got hit in the face with it. It's like, what do you expect? You know, and the dude wasn't even black that hit him. But it's like, you know, you expect us not to do nothing? Like we just gotta sit there and take it? Like, I done seen people like say it, and then they get out the car and they just start to run off, and I was like, oh, what you thought?
Now that's what they expect. That's the thing. Like, so from my perspective, like if we really want to deep it, like everything about us has just been like turned into a commodity. Like our culture it's effectively been stripped from us. It's sold back to us all the time.
Oh,
like
God, dude.
It's like, and we're still not treated the same. And I feel like one of the biggest issues really is because we all have stories of things where it's just in our day-to-day life. Like when we go into a store and we're followed around. When we go into a store, well, for me personally, I've gone into a store, not found what I was looking for, but bought something anyway, to alleviate any sort of suspicion that I'm stealing something. That's not something any white person I know has ever had to do. And I've put some of my stories on Twitter, and like some of my friends and have come to me and be like, I didn't even know you was dealing with that. Like me having to think about what I'm gonna wear if I'm gonna go to the city. Like, oh, should I wear a hoodie or not? Like, is someone gonna be looking at me thinking, oh, he's wearing a hoodie, he's gonna do something? If I know I'm coming back late and I'm living in a predominantly white area and I'm wearing a hoodie, who knows?
Bro, I had
Do you
to
know
walk
what I
to work during
Do you know
the
what I
entire
mean?
Black Lives Matter curfew. Like I had to walk to work during, bro. My store opens up at 5:30 a.m. The curfew in Atlanta didn't end until 10 a.m. I had to walk to work for 3 weeks straight in the midst of all of this during a curfew, during the entire Black Lives Matter movement, terrified of every single car that drove past me because I had no idea if it was going to be someone who was either really angry about me being black or a cop. I had no idea. And I had to deal with that shit by myself. And I tell people that, and I tell my coworkers, and they'll look like I tell my coworkers that, and their response is like their eyes get really big. And I can even tell whatever it is that they're thinking in their head is not even close to the magnitude of what realistically could have happened. So their literal worst idea ever, the worst thing that can possibly happen in their head is nowhere near remotely close to what actually could have happened.
And
volumes.
I know Nogi could relate to this, but about just choosing of what to wear, where to go, just making sure you're in the right place at the right time. I know growing up in Brooklyn, you know, if I'm hanging out with some friends, we about to go to homeboy house, we about to go to homegirl house, we about to go to the movies, we got to go to this party, this party, that party, but we're gonna pass through this hood. So I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't wear this color. Oh shit, I shouldn't wear this color either, and I shouldn't wear these sneakers. You know, I know you know what I'm talking about already.
Yeah.
And then I used to live in South Carolina, where I lived. It didn't hit me until I realized how close I was, but I had a roommate. Who had to sit me down and talk to me like, yo, crew, so this is South Carolina. I already knew, like, you know, there's some racist people around there, but it didn't hit me until I realized how close I was from the Charleston shooting. But she had to sit me down and talk to me like, yo, crew, like, make sure every time I go to work, the door is locked. You know, when you go to the store, like, make sure you have your phone on you and shit like that. And it wasn't until I realized, like, I was 20 minutes away from where dude shot up the church, and I was in a neighborhood where obviously you look at me and I was not making that income to live in that neighborhood.
Forsaken, that's in chat right now. He says I had your back, and then he tagged me in that chat. The reason why he's saying that is because I would FaceTime him every morning. I FaceTimed him every morning between 4:50 and 5 o'clock a.m. And he would stay on FaceTime with me and screen record on his phone. Literally. Forsaken is the most culturally appropriate white guy I know. It's like he just understands. The reason why I like him so much is because he understands that if he is invited to the cookout, he know not to go grab a plate by himself. He know that if he has a seat at the table, he knows that I'm the one that's going to tell him where to sit. He knows that he can't ask nobody about no cooking. He damn sure can't bring no potatoes out.
Oh yeah. Don't you bring no raisins. Don't you pull out no raisins.
Bro, Forsaken is my editor.
Put raisins in a potato salad.
Forsaken is my editor. He has been my designer. He has done literally everything for my channel, and me and him have been working together for 5 years. He worked on MARU's channel. He has been in my community since day one, and he knows 100% exactly where he stands and his privilege. And he doesn't even come from a crazy positive background, but he understands. But he told me the other day that he about to go get a haircut. I said, "You about to go get a haircut? Wear your mask." He's like, "Nah, I go down the block. My aunt, my family member does it for me." I said, "What? Yo, what? Motherfucker."
Yeah.
I want to but he's like he understands. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Rebuke, but he
Yeah.
understands, like he fully understands his privilege. He understands that even in his disadvantage in society, because he's not up there, he still understands that where he is light years ahead of where I'm at just because of the color of my skin. That's why he invited to the cookout. But like I said, just don't sit nowhere that I don't tell you to sit. You sit where I tell you to sit.
Man, for me, man, like I grew up in like my household, like my dad was a producer, and we had a lot, like there was a studio like up the street from our house, and it burnt down, and it was like a bunch of Bloods and Crips like went to that studio. So it was like he pretty much brought the studio to our home, and our home was like the mutual zone, you know what I mean?
Right.
Growing up though, my older brother got into gangbanging when he was about 12. So like he was stealing cars, robbing people and stuff like that. And so, you know, pretty much being surrounded by that most of my life. And then I met my first, like when I think I was like 12, I met my first group of gaming nerds. You know what I mean? Like I was, you know, I'm part Asian, so I was always into the culture and the weeby stuff, but I never met any gaming nerds. And this dude across the street I used to live by, he had the dirtiest house. Like his house was dirty, smelly, and everything. But he had all the animes, all the games. But we chilled there,
bro.
You know, he had every system. He had the older brother that was always playing WoW. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, you know, when you have an older brother that's like gang banging and he's in the streets, he got his name out there, like he's the big homie from this hood, blah 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 blah. And you can't walk certain places because of him. I had to move to California one year because my life got threatened. But one day I was walking with these guys, and you know, they're like I said, they gaming nerds, they dirty, you know, they your GameStop guys. I don't know, you know, and they was walking, they just walk anywhere, you know, they just ain't got a care in the world. But I told them, I'm like, you know, these Bloods had moved right down the street. I was trying to tell them, like, you know, I seen him on the porch like right before we was going there, because we was just going to the corner store. Like, you know, if you a real gamer, you got your homies and you got your gaming. But it is what it is. So I was like, hey, don't look at them. They was like, what do you mean? I was like, don't give them no eye contact. Look straight. And so one of them looked, and the dude got off the porch and he was like, what's up? You know, he flashed his piece and was like, what's up? And I'm like, you know, in my head, I'm like, bro, why did you look? Like, you know, and I was like, nothing, you know. So we go around the corner, there's this US bank, and this dude was in this van. He's like one of my brother's big homies. And I guess he seen me. He was like, hey, come here. And I was like, what's up? And he was like, are you good? I was like, yeah, man, we just chilling. And I told him what happened, and they told me to look in the back seat, and they was trying to give me a gun. And I was like, why do I, you know, I was like, no, I'm good. But you know what I'm saying? But like, they were just like so shook by it, like, oh my God, what the, oh, you know. And I'm just like, for me, it's every day. You know what I mean?
This is regular. There was a point in time where I had a friend of mine, and I love my homie Cap. That man was this. Listen, the thing about Cap is that Cap was my size, just a little bit taller, so he was bony just like me. That motherfucker now can't fit a medium to save his life. He's huge. Something's wrong with him. His back is large, and I could put about 4 or 5 different types of pants on it, and it's actually terrifying. Like I can't hug him no more because of how big he is. It's ridiculous. It's actually pretty gross. It kind of make me gag because he shouldn't be that big. But there was a point in time where I was hanging out with Cap, and Cap lived in a predominantly Blood neighborhood. And I never forget the day where Cap came up to me. He was like, "Hey, bro, don't come down here. I come get you." Like he said that. And I'm like, I respect it. I respect it because I knew the situation. You know what I'm saying? I knew, especially when I was in high school, the high school that I went to was gang consumed. And it was worse because our school we weren't the only school in the building. There was 4 schools in the building. It was our school. It was a performing arts school. It was a special education school. And then it was a kindergarten. So you had our school, which was literally the melting pot of Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx. So we had all of that in our school. And then you had the performing arts school, which was Harlem, but the nice part of Harlem, because it was all dances and musicians and all that. I never forget because I dated a girl from there, and she came up to me. She was like, "You want some lunch?" And I looked at her, and I'm like, "Oh, don't buy me no lunch. I ain't broke. I was starving though. I was broke as shit, but I had too much pride. I was like, "Nah, I'm a man. I don't need you to buy me no." And she was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna go get lunch." I was like, so I went with her, and we went to the bank. She pulled out a debit card, and I looked at her, and I'm like, "You got a debit card?"
At that age,
I'm like,
dude,
you got plastic? Say what? I looked at her like, well, you got money.
we
She was
wasn't
like,
even getting gift cards back then. Like, shoot,
I wasn't
We
even
got
getting gifts. You just my gift card. I had money. I found it and I put it in my sock. That's where it was. That was my wallet. The only thing I had in my pocket was a pair of headphones that I had eventually stole. I'm sorry, and an MP3 that I had eventually found. I'm sorry.
found.
I'm pretty sure I got robbed by Nogi when I was younger.
My thing is like in the midst of all of that happening, in the midst of that entire situation, I'll never forget. Like he was like, "Yo, don't come around here unless I got you. Unless I'm with you, don't come around here." And it was one day I was like, "I bet." He was like, "Yo, you about to?" I was at his house already. We was chilling. He was like, "Yo, you about to leave?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "I bet I'll walk you to what was it? It was." I'm trying to think of the street because it was an avenue.
Is this in New York?
It was in New York. It was on it was God, man. It was the 2 line, and I lived on 227th Street, so I got off at 225th all the way uptown on the Bronx. White Plains Road, that's what it was called. So he said he was on Carpenter. So I was like, I bet I'm gonna go. He said, I'm gonna walk you to White Plains Road. Rebuke you, all right, brother? Oh. He said, I'm gonna walk you to White Plains Road. I was like, I bet. He's walking me, and while he's walking me, one of his big homies called him up. So I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm on my phone. I'm playing with quarters. Like I was just minding my business. I was being a kid, right? And my homie goes back, and he looked at me. He was like, "Yo, walk a little faster, but you good." I'm like, "What the fuck you mean by that? What you talking about? What you mean?" He says to me, "That was one of my big homies." I'm like, "Okay," and he asked if he could rob you, and I stopped and I said, "What?" He said he asked if he could rob you, and I looked at him and I'm like, what the fuck did you say? Like, what did you tell him? I mean, what the fuck did you tell him? And he was like, I mean, obviously, I said no. I'm like, you sure? I feel him. He's still there. Are you sure? You said no? You asked him, you wouldn't tell me, cat? Like, I was mad about it, but I was terrified at the same time. But this is from an area that this was my hood. This is where I grew up at. I can't walk around like, you know what I'm saying? But eventually, because just like Crusader, I grew up being a real only anime weebish kid. I was the only skateboarder within a 10-block radius. I was the only skateboarder. And I lived next door.
Same here, dude.
I lived next door to the trap house. So that was great. But eventually I got their protection for some goddamn reason because I was the only skateboarder. So they saw me literally leave in the morning and come back at night. And I would skate in front of my building because it was in front of my building. So they would watch me skate. And there was times where I got beat up. There was times where I got jumped and I got saved from the local gang members, from people who were jumping me in high school. They rolled up and, "You good? You good?" I'm like, bro, who are you? He was like, "Yo, skateboard, we got you. I don't know you." It was a lot. But that, again, that's what we grew up around. That's literally our environment. And people who don't know us, they have no idea that this, like, they can't comprehend that.
I just want to point.
I was just gonna say just real fast, like I didn't even have a lot of middle school come high school because my brother would always have all these Crips hanging across the street waiting for me to get out of school just so he give me some dirty money. Like, "JJ, come here, cuz. Come here, low." And like, what? Like, you good,
I don't
cuz?
want it. Stop putting me in
Like,
this.
Look, give me these dirty hundreds and bills. And I'm like, I'm just buying candy for all my friends, but that was it.
Hey, come here, cuz. Hey, come on, man. I don't
Hey, cuz. Come here,
I don't
low.
want it. Come here, low. Hey, you good, homie? I don't want it. Stop it.
Homie.
I mean, no, bro, I'm telling you. No, I was really in that, man.
Oh, God.
Hey, come here, cuz. Hey, blood, you good, fam? Is you good, homie? I'm chilling. Stop, please. I don't wear red, bro. All I wear is black. Stop.
Is you cuz or blood? Cuz what?
I'm Cliff, man. What do you mean? I'm Cliff. That's who I am.
I just want to point out that a lot of these issues that we dealt with when we were younger is caused by like poverty. It's caused by like impoverished neighborhoods. It's caused by like where people just unwealthy neighborhoods. We just can't afford to go anywhere else, and that's why it's a fact. You can look it up. It is a proven fact that like people rob, steal, mug, all that shit is because you don't have money. And it's the fact that, like, the people who own these houses, people who own the banks who owns these houses, people who put us in these houses, like, we don't have any other choice to go. So,
Right.
And hip
like,
hop culture doesn't help any of that.
hip hop culture doesn't help any of that, and it's rest in peace, pop. But like, I have the people. I kid you not, 2 blocks away from me, 2 people got shot in the neck. Only one of them survived, and it is all because Pop Smoke died. It is all Pop Smoke beef. It is all people. Like, it's all clicks, sets, whatever. All these people beefing over trying to like respect Pop Smoke's name, or trying to, like, I don't know the full story about it, but all I know, it is all tied to Pop Smoke. Like, and like, I put this on Twitter. Libra was the only one that really understood. Nogi responded it too, but I'm not looking forward to when Bobby Shmurda comes out, because I live less than 20 minutes away from that dude. I can walk to Bobby Shmurda's neighborhood right now if I wanted to. I can walk to Pop Smoke's neighborhood right now if I wanted to. I have homies in Pop Smoke's neighborhood. I have homies in Bobby's neighborhood. Pop and Bobby were all pretty much like that when it comes to like the clicks or they sets or whatever. But I'm having people. I am in a relatively safer neighborhood than most. And the fact that 2 people are dying 2 blocks away from me, that could have been me from a straight bullet.
Yeah.
And it's like you put us in these neighborhoods, and like, I know like all this shit about Pop ain't helping, but you put us in these neighborhoods and you expect us to fend for ourselves, and then you lock us up anyway for it. Because remember, the police was established from slave culture. Police was definitely established from slave culture, and mass incarceration was a thing because the U.S. still has not recovered from free slavery, because even though it is in the Constitution, the loophole is that unless it is a punishment for a crime, slavery is still okay. And that's just something the U.S. has never recovered from. So that's why they're like, why, even though we're only about like 13% of the U.S., we make up over 70% of jails of people in jail, and why we're still in these shitty neighborhoods. Reason why we're still in these, still robbing and killing each other.
The sad thing is, like, we really enslave ourselves when it comes to the culture aspect, like you said. You know, like, when it comes to hip hop, how it's presented. You know what I mean? They be always showing off their jewels and always showing off their grills and things like that, and they robbing each other. Like, you hear about this rapper got his chain snatched off him. You know what I'm saying? And this dude can't go to this hood because so and so don't like him, or he lying about where he come from and stuff like that. I had a situation where I used to live in Louisiana. I stayed out there for 4 years, and I think I seen the most racism and everything in my whole life. Then, you know what I mean? Because like, I've experienced it, but like, not in that, because it's so close to Virginia and you know, just some of the southern parts of the world that where slavery was really from. Because I'm up north, you know, I'm in Seattle now. So that's where I'm born and raised. So because where all the gangs came from was Cali, and then that migration happened in my younger life. But when I was in Louisiana, I was at the barber shop, and it was crazy. Like, I knew my barber was the plug, but I didn't know that he was like a mason and all these other different things. Like, cause like, he was like, one day he was like cutting my hair, right? And he was like plugging everybody with shoes, right? And I didn't know, like, the dudes he was plugging with shoes, like, they had a studio in the back and they was dealing drugs back there. I didn't know that. And then when he told me to go get some shoes for him out of his trunk, I came back and sat in his chair, and he was telling me about how he killed this one dude when he was out in Iraq. He's like, yeah, you see this knife right here? I'm like, why he show me his knife? Like, you ain't about to line me up with that. But you know, it didn't make sense. But in the midst of him conversing, there was some dude coming by, and he was like, hey man, and he's like, check this piece out. He put the piece over my lap, yo, this empty like gun, I don't know, man, it's little, I don't know what it was, some small gun over my lap to hand to him. And then he was like, don't worry, it ain't loaded. He said, they just wilding out here, like these young boys is wilding out here. And it's just so sad to see, you know, acted the way they act, because like not too long after that, there was like some shootings and stuff in that same exact neighborhood, and just a bunch of robberies happening consistently, and they had to move their shop like another 2 blocks down. I stopped going after that point. But it's just so sad. Like, I feel like you know, we know what it is, but there's like so many of us that just, you know, we're born and raised in it, and we see it from the outside perspective, but we still enslave ourselves in our mind. You know what I mean? And then we end up attacking one another, and then we become part of this cycle that's never ending. And it's really sad. Like, people don't see that because they're not involved with that. Like I feel like we experience it as black men against one another and everything else. But when everybody's not looking at the outside, from the outside looking in, they're not seeing that it hurts us more because we hurt each other. And then when we go outwardly, we lash out to everybody else, and it just becomes, oh man, you guys are like this. I'm like, no, but you guys don't experience what we experienced with one another. Like, white people don't be hating on white people, bro. I don't ever, any of my white friends, bro. I swear, any of them, they're all so supportive of one another and everything, bro. Like, you're my bro to the death, bro. Like, you know, their parents are best friends, bro. Like, my parents are not friends with any of my other friends' parents. I'll be honest with you. They just it just didn't connect like that. And you don't ever
But
really see that. And if
we
you
got
do,
black
they
people
end
out
up
here killing each other for a girl and shit just
if
because you
yeah,
talk to a girl the wrong way.
exactly. If your mom and dad is friend with your best friend's parents and they ain't never had a fallout, if you're black and your black parents are getting along, bro, that's a rare thing. It's a rare thing. They really don't connect like that. It just don't happen unless you cousins. Like, are you so and so's cousin? You know, like, is your
I
your
think it's
last
a
name
rare
Johnson?
thing just to have a stable family as a black man in general. Like, because I have a stepfather. I don't talk to my dad.
Like, I'll tell you what it is. Like, we're stuck in a loop, basically. Like, I must have seen something fairly recently. I wasn't even aware of it. It's called redlining that happened in America, where there was effectively a red line where if your property landed on the wrong side of the red line, effectively, you couldn't, you effectively, as a black person, couldn't purchase property on the other side of that red line. So you were trapped in that lesser sort of community or community or something like that. And that happened for generations.
Right.
And because of that, there's a massive disparity in the accumulated wealth between black people and white people that have been separated by that line. So because you've been separated by that line, first of all, your wealth is significantly lower. You're not going to be able to sell your house and move up somewhere else with that extra money that you've got. You're stuck effectively. Then you've got systemic racism. So you've got the mass incarceration. You can't even do anything without being persecuted by the cops. You can't do anything without being profiled. That's your day to day. Then you've got workplace racism. That might not even be obvious to you. It might even be obvious to the person who's doing it to you, but you're probably not going to climb. The likelihood of you climbing is low. I've worked in engineering for a while now. Number of black managers, not many. Literally met my first one probably this year. So it's not like, so all of these things where you see, so then you see pop culture that says, oh, you can have this, or you can have that, or if you act this certain way, if you do this violence, or if you do that violence, then you'll have this level of fame, or you'll have this level of money. Then it sort of perpetuates the cycle where you're not going to get out of this unless you do these things. And it's insidious the way it works, because it's like, oh yeah, just pull yourself by your bootstraps. Oh, just do it this way. But if you actually look at the opportunities that you're given and the way people consider you, they're not actually there.
Yeah, we're still gatekept, regardless.
Yeah, those opportunities aren't there. Like, and you're not going to land a shitload of fund. You're not going to land the £250,000 that you need to go and buy a house somewhere else. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen that way. And to accumulate that wealth while you're living in these situations and being profiled by the police every day and then end up in jail, so you're probably going to use that money to bail yourself out anyway over a crime that you've probably not even committed. Like, you're stuck in a loop. You're stuck in a loop, and it's frustrating because people don't treat you the way you're supposed to be treated. People don't treat you equally. People don't treat you like you matter.
Right. I wonder if I had vitiligo, like, what would happen, bro? Like, I'll just be like, I'm a white man turning black. See how they treat me.
My thing is like when and to kind of bring this entire document full circle. At the end of the day, our nature, because we sat here, we expressed all of our points of views and all of our experiences being black content creators on the platform. And we've expressed our significant experiences in different areas, in different avenues, in different channels, different companies, our perception of different creators that have openly offended us through silence. At the end of the day, we all know that this is not something that we want. Of course, we don't want to split anyone. We don't even want a situation to where it's like the way from what I feel. The way I see it is that we're in a position to where it's like, if we're so bad, leave us alone, let us prosper, but don't get mad when we prosper. Black Wall Street. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to separate. We don't want to. You know what I'm saying? We literally just want the same opportunities as everybody else. We want equality. We don't. Some of us want some of us want reparations. Some of us want some reward for what we've experienced, what we continue to experience, which is a fair, 100% fair acknowledgement. It's 100%
reasonable.
And at this point, it's really a situation to where I hate your chat. The acknowledgement is really just us wanting to have the same opportunities as everybody else. We really just want to have equality. We don't want to feel like we're caged animals. We're at the point right now with the metaphor of exactly what I said. We're poked lions, and we're not even animals. We literally just want to exist.
Yeah, I don't want to wake up in the morning here. My homie died because he was black. My homie died because they were trans. My homie died because they were gay. Like I'm like that's like I don't know.
Literally, no matter what category we're in,
I can't sit here. I don't know how anybody else can do it, but I just can't sit here knowing that it can be one of us one day, and it can happen soon. It can happen really fucking soon. All it takes is just running into the wrong cop. One day, running into the wrong group of people. You're taking the train, you run into the wrong homophobic group of people.
It's
people getting out beaten up just because they were gay, because they were trans. It's like I can't, man. Like I can't stay silent about that. I care about people too much.
Same. And the thing that cares about me, the thing that hurts me the most is the fact that there are many communities that have their own highs and lows. There are many communities that have the ones that get the acknowledgement and that don't get the acknowledgement. There are many. In every community, there are a group of people that get support and attention, and there are people who don't. My thing is that no matter what community you're in, Black people get the worst of it regardless.
Amaze.
Amaze.
Right?
If you're for the LGBTQIA or the LGBTQ plus, right? In that community, there are levels in that community. There are people who get the most support, and there are people who get the smallest amount of support. If you're Black and a part of that community, you're automatically at the bottom, unless you're famous. If you are in the NBA, which is predominantly Black, you get no support, even if you're famous.
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble. If you a rapper, oh, that's a triple whammy. Nothing you say holds weight. You a rapper?
You're just a rapper.
Oh, you rap? Not only are you just a rapper, you a convict, you a criminal, you a weed smoker, you this, you that. What did J. Cole? J. Cole made a song, I think the neighbors think I'm selling dope. Had the whole music video was a video of his house being raided when he wasn't there. I think the neighbors think I'm selling dope. He is a whole multi-million-dollar artist, and his neighbors legitimately called the cops and said, "My neighbor is a drug lord." There's a difference between having a police knock on your door. His house was raided, and then when the cops found out that they fucked up, they smacked the cameras up so that they couldn't record. Where else is this happening? What?
It's not even like you can be successful and you're exempt. Like
right, you can't be successful and you're exempt. When you're successful, you just get a little bit more. You just a little bit more leg room. That's what it is. You're successful in Black. You get a little bit more. You get a little bit more leg room, sir and ma'am. But don't get it twisted. You still can't sit at the same table.
Yep.
You get a nicer table, but you don't sit at our table.
Yep.
So when it comes down to it,
what?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, carry on.
Good, Mom.
No, I was gonna say, just because we're hitting the 2-hour mark, and I don't want to keep her for too long. And obviously, I know this topic we can talk about this for days, and definitely this is not gonna be the last
No,
Black
it's
Lives
not.
Matter episode. We're
You
gonna
got a
have
black
this.
co-host.
Yeah.
If this is your last week, good God, I'd fight you.
No, we're definitely gonna have more of these, and definitely have returning and new guests to get their input. But in good old fashion, what we like to do here is just go around. I'll have you guys answer one last question, and if you have a shout out for anybody in your personal life, in the community, it could be a couple people. If you just want to do a quick shout out and send that positive vibes, I want to thank you all personally once again for being on the show. I appreciate you guys. And for everybody who was in chat and showed the respect and listened to the stories, and some people shared their own stories. The one thing I'm going to say...
I didn't leave. I'll be back.
No, you're good. The one thing I'm going to say, which I said in chat already, human rights is not a political issue. It's not something that should be discussed, that needs to be discussed or anything like that. It's everybody has the right to live. That's just a straight fact. And it's not something that lawmakers have to sit back and process it. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So be on the right side of history. Black Lives Matter, and show the support. Don't be quiet. There's one thing to be committing the act, but then there's another thing to know it's wrong and then stand by and not do anything about it. And in my opinion, that's the worst one. But yeah, I just want to thank everybody. I'm gonna give my shout out for this week. It's gonna actually be to AHNUBIS. I sent him a DM today, let him know that he's gonna be a part of a special project I'm working on. He did some amazing voice auditions, so I'm super excited to have him on for that. Amazing creator, amazing person. So super happy we had him on the show, and then really looking forward to working with him on this project. So the question, again, you have a shout out, and then the question would be if you can give one piece of advice to a Black content creator, what would it be? And we'll go in order here. So Rebuken, if you want to go start it off, a shout out, and then one piece of advice for a Black content creator.
I want to shout out D Flawless. Honestly, he's like one of the hardest working introduction streamers, if I want to say. Like, he has the best, like, hey, I'm going live tweets I've ever seen on Twitter. He's so funny, and it's just like he does it all from his phone. You know what I mean? And sorry, I get a little bit like when I start like I get a little emotional, teary eyes when I talk about people. Yeah, big shout out to him, man. It's all love, bro, all love. He always talks about I have good hair. I don't like that. Hey, if you like good hair, go to this channel. Like, I'm so tired of it. Yeah, man. If I could give any advice, I would say don't be silent. Time to speak up, and don't speak up when they're trying to get your attention. If that makes sense. Because
that makes perfect sense.
If there's people that will come into your chat, they will say whatever, and at those times, those are the times where you just gotta say, who hurt you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, if this is really how you feel about me and again, sorry. And if there's going out there and they're being so malicious to really destroy somebody, that's the time you need to stand in the gap. You need to be the one saying, hey, I've dealt with these guys, and I'm going to stand with you, and we're going to deal with them together. So don't ever take no situation by yourself.
Appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. AHNUBIS.
So I probably got a few shout outs. Obviously, my Team Throw fan. That's Toby and Kat and Cardboard Arm, man. Those guys are pretty cool guys. Amaze and Ill Physics. Amaze because, man, I tell you, I've had some rough days, man. I've been putting in a lot of effort recently. I've been tired, and get on Twitter, open up the phone, I'm seeing like everyone else is sharing the tweet, liking the tweet, responding to it. So I watch it, and it just gets me motivated for the day. And I can't put a number on how much that means to me, how much it works for me, how much I use it, how much I need it now effectively. And yeah, I appreciate him. I appreciate Maze a lot and everything that he does. It's top notch. And Ill Physics as well. Like, dude is always trying to put out like some good community talks, good community messages, always trying to bring the community together. Like, even if, like, for me before, I used to be PvE main. I didn't like PvP at all, hated it because just lack of balancing, but we won't get into that. But to be able to bring people together under the umbrella of PvP, and to try and lead a community and try and bring that good standpoint and those tweets, those messages in the morning or whenever he tweets them, I think that's also amazing. Advice for a black streamer: don't give up. It's going to be hard. There's no question. It's going to be rough. The things that people have spoken about today are probably going to happen to you. You're definitely going to get some trolls coming to your chat. People are going to start coming in, spamming emotes, saying names. They're going to mass follow you with shitty names. It's probably not going to stop. I can't see it stopping anytime soon, if I'm being honest, just because people in general don't seem to want to, like, those kinds of people aren't really going to go away, I don't think. So don't give up. Never give up. Keep pushing and keep working hard. Just keep pushing and keep working hard, and do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else. Do it for you. I think that's for me. That's mine. That's me.
Appreciate you, dude. Thank you again for coming on the show. Nogi?
Huh? What? No. My shout out is every single person that has overcome something and that has managed to break through something. This year for me specifically has been the absolute worst year of my life, outside of what's happening to society. Some of you know, some of you don't. Some of it ain't none of your business, and some of it, if you want to know, just ask. I'm very transparent. But again, like I said, I went back to it at least 3 times throughout this entire episode, and AHNUBIS, that statement was like, you have no idea how much it meant to me, especially in my recent couple of days. So my shout out goes to literally everyone who has broken through that particular barrier. Anybody who knows me, Ebony. Anybody who knows me knows. Anybody who knows me knows that I run a Saiyan aesthetic, and if anybody who knows anything about Saiyans, the more damage that a Saiyan
check my wall out, bro.
I saw your wall. I already saw it. I was looking at it. The entire time, bro. I already saw it. The entire time you was talking, I was looking at you. I was looking at your hair. I was over there when they was talking about your hair. I was over there, but so I ain't saying nothing. You got nice hair, brother. But I was looking at the photos, and I'm like, I see Naruto, I see Kakashi, I see Minato, I see Jiraiya, I see Goku.
Don't get me wrong. I like Goku a little bit, but it's all about Vegeta, bro. I have so much love.
I'm just saying, you just gotta. I'm just saying, you took it to the, bro. You saw the. I don't know if you saw.
You see me, and you see when I said on your post though, right?
I saw it. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But fucking Kenny Vaccaro, when I first started G1, what did he say? Black Vegeta. I just gotta let my hair grow because it's kind of. But my shout out goes to anybody who broke through anything, and if it has to be advice to any Black content creator, either starting out or stable or growing or wildly known, everything that you're feeling is validated. Nobody can tell you otherwise. Nobody should be able to tell you otherwise. If someone can understand, if somebody can, all people need to do is respect that you feel the way that you feel. No one in any way, shape, or form can tell you how to react. How am I supposed to compete with the puppy? How am I supposed to compete with the puppy, bro? How am I supposed to... Look at it. Oh my God. Puppy! How am I supposed to compete with the fucking puppy, bro? I'm not. No, don't take it away now. Now it's a selling. That shit was. Listen, my shout out is to everybody who got through that, and my advice is your feelings are validated. Your respect is validated. Your anger, your frustration, your urgency is validated. If you don't fucking want to speak up, you don't gotta prove nothing. You ain't here to prove nothing to nobody. You don't gotta prove nothing to nobody. You are here, period. That's it. That's all that matters. Focus on that. Your channel will grow because there are people who will relate to you. A lot of people don't tell you that, especially when it comes down to content creation. There is literally a community for every single thing that you like. You like ramen, there's a community for that. You like anime, there's a community for that. You like music, there's a community for that. You like porn, there's a community for that.
What?
Ebony.
I need his butt. That's an alert. That's an alert. That's an alert. I'm clipping this stream, and I swear to God, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pay my respects. Of course, I'm not gonna just steal your audio, but that's an alert, sir. But
that's why I got him as the voice actor.
I see it.
I'm gonna have to have him say that line now. I have to write that line.
Guardian, you are looking mighty thick.
Got beats on deck for that voice.
But it's but that would have to be my advice. Your feelings are validated, and you don't have to prove anything to anybody. Be yourself. Be yourself and stand up for what you believe in. And people are gonna respect it. People are gonna support it. It don't gotta be a lot of people. You can have 5 people in your chat. Those are 5 motherfuckers that you ride with, though.
It's not about
with 5 people.
It's not about quantity. It's about quality.
Goddamn right. And that's why I am the way that I am.
Nogi, as always, love having you as my co-host. Appreciate you, dude.
Appreciate you, man.
Cruz,
I love you, brother. I don't tell you that enough.
I love you too,
I'm
man.
sorry.
We know it already. We don't have to say we're in that relationship. We passed the honeymoon. We passed the honeymoon, bro. We don't say it.
I'm just saying, if you're trying to go on a honeymoon,
if you're trying to,
Ebony.
Ebony.
You know, baby.
Yo, you be Ebony and I'll be Ivory. Don't make me cry, bro.
Ebony.
Why is he in this chat? What they say principal saying is, even though not the best saying, use a king, well a prince, but nonetheless a king. I am the best saying of all sayings. You bugging. You bugging. King Vegeta. Sir, ain't no other saying above me. Ain't no other saying above me. Goku don't do nothing but fight people after everybody else fight them.
That's true. That's true.
Tell me I'm wrong. Name a fight that he won by himself. All right.
All right.
Goku goes in the fight, gets beat up, and then figures out why he got beat up.
It's not even that. Goku. Oh, hold on, because I'm gonna say this. Just let us go.
That's so dumb. Vegeta goes in and knows exactly how to beat you up.
I'm just gonna say this, and then this is gonna immediately disembowel every single thing that Goku has ever done. Goku has learned one particular quality in his entire character. He just realized one particular thing. He just realized his natural Saiyan ability, right? What did I say at the beginning of this? All Saiyans do, when a Saiyan gets beaten to the brink of death, right? They become stronger, right?
Exactly.
So why does Goku always want to fight stronger opponents? Because all he has to do is keep getting up. He's not doing anything smarter. He's not fighting smarter. All he has to do is fight stronger opponents and keep getting up, because the more he gets beaten to the brink of death, eventually he will surpass that opponent, right? That's all he does. He's not becoming a better fighter. He's just exploiting his Saiyan genes. He's cheating.
Because he's had so many fights like in his past that he had to literally head to beat somebody because he's that stupid. Goku is an idiot. Okay, he's not a fighting martial art genius. Everybody calls him that in the show.
He bit Beerus's ass. He bit Beerus's ass. He bit Broly's ass. He bit people's action, bro. We don't even know.
He bit Raditz tail.
I don't even know what the fuck is on Majin Buu's head. I don't even know what that is. He still bit it. So you're not about to sit here and praise a man who just biting people's extensions. You really about to sit here and tell me that's this is your king? He biting people's extensions?
Is this your king?
So go for it.
You went for it.
If that's
oh man,
go for it. I stick to Vegeta.
I think we're gonna have to have a Dragon Ball Z episode.
Oh Oh yeah.
Apparently.
Okay.
Apparently.
All right,
I'm with that.
Crusader, if you wanna go it off, show them how New York does it.
Man, I'm glad you said that because first off, for
Hold
hear,
up.
hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. The reason why I say that, but first, the shout out that I want to give. This person's not in the Destiny community. I don't think anybody knows this person because they're not really around our communities that we really vibe with. But they play a lot of Valorant. She's a black streamer. She just her name is Tealies. She's a black content creator, and she's also pretty young. I think she's about 2021. And I'll type her name.
You can put it in chat.
I'm not.
You can put the link in
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah, let me find her Twitter real quick. But the reason why I shout her out is because she just competed in some Valorant tourney. I'm not sure what it was, but she got to finals, and she's like really hype about it, and she's like, she's like growing up. She's like blowing up from it a little bit. So like I'm happy for her. So, and I want her to keep going, and we need more eyes on, like, especially Valorant. Oh my god, to show people that, like, girls can. There's no such thing. Personally, I don't like the whole gamer girl word because, like, we're all gamers. It's what the fuck is a gamer girl? We play games. Like,
Maru was with me. We was playing Overwatch, and I caught that team wipe. You remember that? That's it, bro. That's it, bro. I caught a team wipe with a diva. Oh my god, man.
But yeah, like I just want to shout her out. Like, congrats, girl. I'm proud of you. The reason why I say her is because when I made a Valorant Discord for, like, to run scrims and custom matches, she immediately started off saying, "Yo, can you guys vouch for me so I can get in this Discord?" I'm like, "You don't need no vouchers, girl. Just come in here, come play." And ever since, I think I kind of like took her under my wing and tell her about my experiences, and, like, I came to her defense when some dudes came at her sideways and whatnot, and just, showing her right from wrong, helping her whenever I can, and just, she's young, and I think she's still relatively new to streaming, so that's why I shout her out. And the advice I want to give kind of goes directly to her and to anybody else is that the reason why I say thank you, Mara, for bringing up I'm from New York. We grew, like I said, we grew up in a generation where discussing mental health was not normalized. We grew up where our culture that we live in now was not normalized. Everything that we do now is normalized and considered cool and considered aesthetic. We was watching anime since we was out the womb. We was playing Yu-Gi-Oh since first grade and whatnot, watching Pokemon and just, reading subbed anime and mangas and all that stuff, But now we was being made fun of for 12 years. And now it's the cool thing to do. The cool thing is to be on the internet. I feel like if you are a black content creator right now, I feel like you have a responsibility and a power that you may not even know that you have. Like, that's how I try to use my platform to remind everybody that there's change that needs to be made. Like, even black people are still out here, like, tearing each other down. And we need to remind people that, like, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to, like, rock music. I can't count how many times where I grew up and I'm listening to Linkin Park, or I'm listening to Parkway Drive, A Day to Remember, or whatever, and you're like, "Yo, you listen to mad white people music." I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? You have a responsibility to show people that you can.
Not black people, by the way.
Exactly.
I digress.
Definitely was. You have a responsibility to show that, to change this culture, to show that, like, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought, but
Nah, you got it.
I get it. It's like we have to make a change, show that, like, get us out of this disgusting loop that Anubis was talking about. Like, we can talk about our feelings, we can discuss it, like, we can respect women, we can just be different. Like, especially if you're a black creator on Twitch, YouTube, whatever, like, you have the voice, you have the power, you have people that look up to you and are looking for information from you, looking for the right answers. You gotta be that person.
Awesome. Thank you guys again for coming onto the show. For everybody in chat, appreciate you guys for hanging in. Everybody who's watching this on YouTube or listening to any podcast, thank you for the amazing support. We will be back obviously again next week, same time, with another episode of The Filler.